Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's another day, Monday, the 18th of December, and we are back on the closing argument. It's good to have you with us. Invite someone as you log on. Invite someone, and let's begin this action. We're going to be joined by a couple of panelists today. We're going to be joined by uh, Mr. Alfonso Belair, our co-host Keff Hassan and Tomalin George, Ben Sanvee, Lofa Julius, and a host of others will be joining us. We are looking forward to an action-packed show today on what's happening in Liberia, the countdown to the inauguration of President-elect Joe Buckeye, and some other issues that are trending in our country. So we are looking forward to start that. Looking forward to have a great show today. Alfonso, great to see you, man. Welcome back to the closing acumen. You can hear me?
Oh yeah, I'm hearing.
Welcome to the closing acumen. Uh,
Thank
uh,
you, thank you,
and
thank you, Dr.
congratulations,
Peabody.
by the way. Your candidate won the election. Congratulations. So
Thank you, and I appreciate it a lot.
great.
It's a good thing to be back on the closing argument, and I think it was very fascinating for our people to follow this platform. Even though at a certain point, it became a no-go zone in regards to some of the messages that were targeted at the Unity Party and Austin Ambassador Boakai. So we thought it was to take a sabbatical and focus on the real issues, the campaign, engaging our people to see how best we can be able to defeat an incumbent government. And so we did that, and I think that process is now over. We are anticipating an inauguration of the 25th president of the Republic of Liberia. So it is good for us to come back on the show. And I think beginning now, we will be able to build a platform that will not only be targeting at one party, but I will be providing the issues to the Liberian people that will be relevant to them. And we will be able to provide based on the platform that were presented to the Liberian people, and we are available to be able to provide the informations, and we are also available to be critiqued. We appreciate everybody in the media, in the public, to be able to critique us. We have thick skins, and that will give us the direct results that we want, because we will not be a domineering government, will not be weaponizing media, we will not be fighting back to the people who criticize us. We will not be calling their names. We'll take their criticism as a true patriotic cause that we must be able to do the best for our people. And that's why we told the people that Joe Buaka has all of the answers and he's going to provide the best alternative that the Liberian people need. So it's a good thing to be back.
Great to have you back, Alfonso. And again, as I said, congratulations. And I see that the president-elect have been moving around in Washington D.C. meeting some stockholders in D.C. The assistant U.S. secretary, assistant secretary of state for African affairs, and others that he's been meeting. So we see the president moving. We saw him in. We also saw it in Providence, Rhode Island over the weekend. So that's great. But Kev, welcome, Chairman Ben Sanvee, welcome as well, man. Good to see you guys.
Yes, let me say hi to everybody. And if you're out there listening to the closing arguments, all our people, please share the show. Uh, Out there, just continue to share the show. Everybody, just continue to share the show out there. The closing argument. Your friend will not be my friend, and so let's connect and get it out there. Well, Alfonso, how are you? Ben.
Oh no, wait, don't speak to Alfonso first. I want to speak to Alfonso first. Alfonso won state power. We gotta speak to Alfonso in a special way.
Exactly.
we gotta speak to Alfonso in a special way. Alfonso won the argument. He won the argument. We gotta give Alfonso his due and his credit. Alfonso, congratulations, by the way, my brother. I never got a chance to see you when I was in Monrovia. I don't know what happened. But congratulations.
He applauded us anyway. He applauded us.
Yeah, you are running away from Alfonso. Welcome and congratulations on the hard-fought campaign. And we congratulate you and we congratulate the Unity Party and we wish you well. So I thought I should do that. Don't mind Keff. Keff say he coming to attack it. Oh, Alfonso got issue. Wait, he done that. But guys, it's good to be here. It's good to be here. Thank you, and it's good to see all of you. We look forward. Alfonso, can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay. Yeah, my man, congratulations. How does it feel to be back in state power or almost back in state power?
Well, it is not something that was unimaginable by us. We felt that, yeah,
I think he got some issue.
Yeah, he's having some problems.
Yeah, he got some issues. So let's go on.
Guys. For me, I great. It's gonna be a fascinating show. We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on, and we want to, thank our followers, supporters. Listen, guys, let's say this: the closing argument is about to get bigger. Peabody don't want to share the news with you, but he told me not to. But I'm breaking the rule. Kev is protesting in the back, but it's about to get bigger. We're about to do big things. Liberia is the only country we have. It was a hard-fought campaign, and we want to thank everybody who participated in the campaign. But I really do believe that we all have a responsibility to our country, and I just want to thank you guys for following and for making sure that we stay focused and do what we have to do. It is important that as we usher in a new era in Liberia with a new president, that Peabody, one of my greatest, and I will find that quote from Barack Obama. He said it was the same speech when he talked about the office of citizenship being the most important office in a democracy. But he also talked about the fact that when moderate voices give way to extremists, that's when democracy starts to lose its roots. And you guys all know, during the elections, I was very clear. I said, you know what, after the election, I'm going to hang up my boots and I'm going to, because, I'm tired of people cussing me. I'm serious. Seriously, it's something that is, but I'm telling you guys, I think this is a great honor for all of us, right? Peabody, we were just together the other day, and it's refreshing when people walk up to you and they say, you guys are playing an important role in our democracy, no matter which side you are on, right? Yeah, Alfonso here. Alfonso, when he came on the show first, we had bitter disagreements, but guess what? We're all Liberians. We're all Liberians, and we want to see the best for our country. We want to see our country move forward. An election is not an enemy. Contest, right? It's a contest of ideas. It's a contest between brothers and sisters who have different thought processes on how the country should go. And if one side win, we congratulate that side. We wish them well, but we hold them accountable. And that's why I'm so excited that, that Alfonso, all the other folks from the United Party who have said they will continue to come on the closing argument so we can have this discussion. Because a new argument has opened. Alfonso, then open a new argument. The argument would have closed if George Weah had gotten re-elected, right? But Alfonso then opened a new argument because JMB won. So now we gotta keep fostering that argument. Now, Sylvester Peewee, the neo-progressive, we want to welcome Sylvester Peewee. I'm telling you, this man is. And you know something? I said something the other day. The neo-progressive movement thrived under the old Unity Party administration. So you never know what may happen under this Unity Party administration. But it's good to be here.
Ben, quickly, you just said something quickly, but you just said something. Now, somebody was asking me a question the last time. They say before you said the new progressive thing was is Joseph Boaga part of the new progressive? I said no. I said no. Uncle Joe is part of the old progressive, and that's the aspect of history as the only progressive president. I mean, he won the battle for the progressive because he's the only progressive that finally won the president.
That has become president. That is true. That is true.
Yes.
He is the only member of the progressive class.
Yes.
Because I don't think Ellen Johnson Sirleaf was really a progressive.
No,
she wasn't.
Yeah.
Joe Boakai was a member of the progressive class, and I think he's the only president, the only person of that class that have been able to succeed to become president of the country. And we pray for his success, but we're going to hold his feet to the fire. We're going to hold his feet to the fire.
Obviously.
The promises that he's made, the commitment that he's made to the Liberian people, we're going to hold his feet to the fire. I've said it clearly, we are not managing our expectations. I've spoken to my brother Amara Kone about this already. We had a long conversation 2 nights ago, and I told him, I said, Amara, I'm not managing my expectations. That thing you're talking, I know what you're talking about managing expectations. I am not managing my expectations. I'm looking forward to Joe Boakai delivering for the Liberian people, and we can only wish him well. But I see Alfonso is back, so let's get Alfonso a chance to kind of chime in, and then Peabody can take his show.
Yes, so it's good to see my brother Sylvester, and it's good to see everybody back on the show. As I said, when you were off, I was saying to Dr. Peabody that yes, we had to take a sabbatical from the show because at that time we thought it wise to focus on the real issues, which are engaging the people in the districts, in the counties, in the hamlets and villages, because we were contesting against a city government that was spending money from all over and everywhere. I was supervising my Gibby, and then I could one day find a time to explain the story of my Gibby, how we managed to be able to defeat the incumbent government 2 times, first and second round. In fact, the second round, we doubled the numbers, especially when you have 2 senators, one incumbent and one elected senator in the October 10 elections. You had the Minister of Education, the presidential aide, everybody from my Gibby, they were there and they were spending money. We were there only in big mouths, telling our people what we did before, that we could do more for them again. And so you're very tedious in my Gibby. However, at the end of the day, we were able to succeed. And as I said, we took the break because we wanted to focus on the elections. Now the elections is over, we're back to the closing argument. And we want to say publicly that we are available to criticism. We will put on a jacket of Tiskins because we told the Liberian people that we're going to do better than the Weah government. And so they expect much from us. And to expect much from us, they would too may criticize us in the long run. Because then you've been around. Sylvester working in the government. You have more 19 ministries. We almost 30 SOEs. Different people from different backgrounds, Joe Boakai going to give them a job. At the end of the day, some of the people will mess up. And so it is our responsibility to be able to provide the information to the Liberian people. They did not elect anybody, they elected Joe Boakai on the basis of the Unity Party platform. So it behooves all within the Unity Party in the executive committee to be able to provide the message to the Liberian people. We cannot be angry. We cannot call their names when we want to clarify. When there are issues, it is our responsibility. When there is a budget shortfall, we should be able to tell the Liberian people. When people are not taking pay on time, we should be able to tell the Liberian people. When we were supposed to build school in Vonjima and the school is not constructed based on what was projected in the budget, it is our responsibility to tell the people. And I think we want to provide a leadership that will be different for the last 6 years. Then if you see Monrovia now, people are not taking pay for Christmas, but everybody's happy. Like they are taking the load from their hair to a different place. Everybody in Monrovia happy. Today I was in town, the streets were packed. People said, we don't have money. But they came out, they're coming out because they felt there is a change in the governance process of our country. When you see Monrovia, you see things where you see Somalia now, the places getting cleaned up on a daily basis because Liberian people are now taken to the streets to volunteer. And it is our responsibility not to make them shame. It is our responsibility to be able to keep the hope alive, to be able to rescue them, to be able to provide the jobs, to be able to stabilize the economy, to be able to protect their rights. And so it's a good thing for us to be back. There may be a lot of changes in schedules because we have up to next year to earn something. So probably the changes will come, no data for time. So there's no quarrel.
No, Alfonso, don't bring out no data story here. Don't bring out no data story here. You government in waiting. Don't bring no data story.
But let's do it. Peabody, let's do it around you 2 minutes each, and let's.
All right, so let's start here. One of the things we're going to be talking about, Senator Prince Johnson video yesterday at his church, and the issue of pay to play. Issue, but let's start. Ben, let's start. Let's start with you, and we'll go to Sylvester, we'll go to Kev, and then we'll come to Alfonso.
Well, listen. I mean, I don't know. Are we going to play the video first, and then?
Yes.
I think it'll be great.
It will be more. It's important that you play the video, please.
Okay, let me play the video so we can listen to it. Okay, studio.
Kev, you the technical director?
The day the people close my radio station, that's a dead bullet dream. Wait for the European person president is raised in the Republic and freedom of speech. This is not correct. When I was deputy speaker across Parliament, I was in many countries in the assembly. You will never hear. They are sent the London Liberia. They are drunk and they drug the smoke.
Well, listen, guys.
Appreciate it. Coming up, the defense by Donald Trump revealed.
Ben, you muted. Okay, Ben. I think Ben go off. I think that's Sylvester. Sylvester, you coming now?
Yeah, Sylvester coming.
Sorry, guys. I had to. My TV came on. Let me say this. During the election, I was on record of going very hard on Senator Prince Johnson, now Senator-elect. He's still the senator, but he just won re-election. And truth be told, I think Senator Prince Johnson is going to be a real distraction for this administration. There are certain things that are not going to change in Liberia. I can tell you that. I don't care who becomes president. You can bring Jesus Christ to become president of Liberia. Certain things are not going to change. Freedom of the press, the freedom of the right to assemble. In fact, I think George Weah took it to another level where he was providing food and drinks for protesters. Take it from me. I was one of the folks who supported the June 7 protests. Right? For Senator Prince Johnson to mount his pulpit and say the things that he said, for me, I think it is regretful. But look, Prince Johnson is Prince Johnson. I think this is the noose that is around Unity Party's neck, because say what you want to say, it's because of the alliance with Prince Johnson that Unity Party won the election. You got to give him that credit. You can't take that away from him. I think the CDC took a gamble, because if the CDC had not if the CDC had not broken a relationship with the MDR, the CDC would have been re-elected today. So you got to give Prince Johnson his due politically. But let us also remain cognizant of the fact that being politically popular in a particular political subdivision or political constituency does not give you the right to reverse the gains that we have made in our democratic space. The fact that he is a senator, the fact that he is a major player in the Unity Party alliance, and not just any player, literally the kingmaker. Those words coming out of his mouth are very disturbing. And every Liberian who loves democracy should be concerned. Senator Johnson wants to talk about insulting presidents. Look, George Weah ultimately became the first major social media president. He did. Under Ellington, there was social media, but it was a little timid. That time we didn't have Facebook Live. That time we used to be arguing. Sylvester, we used to be arguing with our keyboard. If you didn't know how to construct a sentence, you would not be on Facebook. I'm sorry. Now it's easy for you to just go and put your phone on live and just talk anything you want to talk. During that time, you had to type, and your sentences had to make sense. A subject-verb agreement had to be able to align.
Absolutely.
George Manuel Weah became the first social media president. And I will go as far as saying the most abused president. Apart from maybe President Weah going to church or throwing one little jabs here and there, we never saw him threaten the freedom that our people had. So I will say this, and I see a lot of people taking this for joke. We must nip this thing in the bud immediately. And I want to give Senator Johnson the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that maybe he was in the moment. Maybe he was caught in the exuberance of his presentation. And I also want to believe that Alfonso Bella, who represents the Unity Party Alliance on this show, does not agree with what was said. People should be given the right to express themselves, and express themselves they will. The the democracy that we have nurtured will and must be protected. No one, absolutely no one would threaten that. And so I believe that at the end of the day, no one is going to threaten our peace. No one is going to threaten our free speech. No one is going to threaten our right to assemble. But I will say this. And I see people, look, abuse is different from differing. When you differ with somebody, it's different from abusing them. You can go very hard on that person if you differ with them. But when it comes to the issue of abuse, first of all, I don't believe in abusing. I don't. I seriously don't. I believe in taking the issues to you at your doorsteps. So I think the statement was unfortunate. We condemn it in the strongest terms. I'm hoping that Senator Johnson will come back and make some clarification. Even if it's not a clarification, maybe an apology to say, listen, you know what, I was in the moment, but listen, nobody can withdraw, nobody can reverse the gains that we have made democratically as a country. And I am waiting. Where I am disappointed, guys, is that I have not heard from the office of the president-elect. I expected that the office of the president-elect would have probably issued a statement to clarify, to say those statements don't represent. They do it. So first of all, Peabody, all of y'all know they do it in this country, this America. When somebody who is associated with the powers that be, say something other the way, they come out, they issue statement. They say, look, what that person said did not represent the views of this office. So I will only hope and pray. I will only hope and pray that we'll get a chance to hear from our president-elect office, from our vice president-elect office, just so that we all understand that as we enter this new dispensation, we are not entering a dispensation that is about to be hijacked by a man who we know has a history. And let me state for the record, the Liberian people have been magnanimous enough, or the people of Nimba, to give him a second lease on life, politically, to be able to participate in our politics. Those are my initial thoughts on the Prince Johnson tape, but we condemn it strongly, and we believe that nobody, absolutely no one walking on the face of this earth has the capacity nor the power to reverse the gains that we have made. And if there is any attempt whatsoever, there will be stiff resistance through the democratic means, that we will not have an opportunity to go back to the years when people were afraid to speak their mind. Because guess what? George Manawia has set the bar extremely high, and no one will bring that bar down. I rest for now.
All right, Sylvester, 2 minutes. Let's go to Sylvester for his 2 minutes on this. So.
Thank you for having me, and I'm very delighted to be back on the show this evening. I think part of what Ben started, to be very frank here, Dr. Peabody and the rest of the team, democracy in our country, particularly the thought process of our folks now, democracy is very active, and our democratic credential is time to time showing, and we moving very well in terms of that. The process about this social media, I agree, it was not only revolutionized during the George Weah presidency, but it was also democratized. Everyone would take this Facebook, the whatsoever you want to refer to it, would make news of it, sometimes recklessly, sometimes in the confine of the democratic process and the confine of what we refer to Article 15 of our Constitution, this issue of freedom of expression. But to come back and say you're going to reverse those things, I don't only see it as impactable, but it is going to be a recipe for very serious problem to our democracy. So there are certain elements within the domain of the republic we have to see as not only the next certain statement, because if you are a senator, you enjoy from this kind of a freedom of speech. The very Prince Johnson have time to time enjoyed this process about freedom of expressions and freedom of thought process. So to come and make those kind of incendiary comments that would threaten, hugely threaten the democratization process of our country is not only repugnant, but it's something that we all should distance ourselves from. And I agree. We look forward to hearing from the office of the president-elect of the republic. I believe that's my thought process. I believe that Mr. Johnson's statement should be condemned, and we should that office should distance itself from whatsoever he said. But I want to think that coming in next month, the 22nd, the new government headed by Ambassador Boakai going to be the president that's going to be in charge of the republic. That's my belief and thought process. And I would hope that we won't see a distant interference from the kind of a way Mr. Johnson will want to behave. Because it is clear that because he endorsed the presidency of Mr. Boakai, and Mr. Boakai won the election, he will believe that he played kind of a distant role in interfering with the Liberian presidency. I don't want to think so. And I'm not inclined to believe so. We're not removing ourselves from the campaign mode, but going back to asking our leaders that were elected by the people of Liberia that they should take those decisions in conformity with the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Now, the process about protecting our democracy is very cardinal. And that's part of the reason. The last time the Democratic Summit held here in the US, the President of the United States focused that democracy in Africa is fast moving and we should do everything to protect democracy in Africa. And he said that. And part of the democracy in Africa, one of the elements of it, is having consistent, free, fair, and transparent elections. But part of the process of having free and fair election also come with all of responsibility. The freedom of the thought process of individual of those a country that believe in democracy. Now, President, we have taken the democratization to another level. He have already increased and projected our democratic credential to another level. I want to say, for an incumbent Liberian head of state to accept the result even before the official pronouncement from the National Election Commission was an extraordinary move by a Liberian president. So we want to push collectively, and we are going to push to protect this country democracy, and we all will disagree to agree. I listened to my dear brother Alfonso stated that even if we are not paying, we will come out and say we are not going to pay. No, yes, I do agree with this kind of a line of saying you have to be in control of the narrative. You have to see the offices and those things and control them. But yeah, the reason why, Alfonso, you coming in, you ran campaign on the basis of coming to fix everything. So I would think and believe that you will not even delay with pay. You will be consistent on the issue of pay. You'll be consistent on the issue of ensuring that the national security of our country is paramount. You'll be consistent in showing that the streets, you say everybody is happy now in Monrovia according to what you said. That's a wonderful news. We look forward to seeing everybody. I know the parliament, even at the parliament, we are all happy at the parliament. I'm looking forward to see those kind of line. You know, our Alfonso at the parliament will do things. But yeah, generally, we will have to focus our attention on transforming Liberia. It's the only Liberia we have. And that's why from the level of the fight against corruption, we'll be very holistic and ensure that the democratization process not only focus on the process about ensuring we pay or we have our national security intact, but to allow Liberians express themselves. It is the fulcrum of our democracy, the freedom of speech. It's a very important element, and that element should be upheld by us that are the agents of change, not to allow counterproductive elements to impede those kind of things we've already fought so hard to bring to this level today. So yes, I would categorically disagree with Senator Johnson's thought process about this, but I would think moving forward that the president-elect office would not agree with him moving on, and I want to believe I will help them to disassociate themselves with the kind of a statement coming out of the senator-elect and the senator of Nimba County. Thank you.
All right, Keff, let's go into that. We want to talk about the recent statement by Senator Prince Johnson when at his church yesterday. So just wanted to chime in. Come on, Keff.
Well, thank you, Dr. Peabody. Let me say this: a lot of people will do. You know, for me, I'm not a politician, and I don't believe in a politically correct statement. I hope I know my fellow panelists here will talk about. I hope Joe Buckeye will not do this. Listen, he served on a government that cracked down on free speech. A lot of radio stations were closed under the Joe Buckeye government. He was there. He believed in that. What Costa went through under the Unity Party, you cannot even bring it close. Well, most of our guys and Sylvester, you know that most of our guys went to jail. Akaras Gray went to jail. Jefferson Koji went to jail. Molu went to jail. What was JMB? He said nothing. He enjoyed. He supported it. You know, matter of fact, when sedition was shot at, he supported it. So to believe that what Prince Johnson said, remember, Prince Johnson gave him the presidency. The presidency was given to JMB by Prince Johnson. And when you go back and you look at the result, you know what happened. If Nimba was not in this race, you know JMB will not be president today. You know, let's say if the Nimba were not on the side, Prince Johnson were not on the side. So Prince Johnson gave them the presidency. Nobody in the Unity Party will say anything to Prince Johnson. They don't have that guts to say it. And Prince Johnson mean what he's saying. And JB is in full support. You know, Sylvester is part of the Unity Party. He coming next. If Sylvester come up here clearly and say he condemned Prince Johnson's statement, then I'm wrong. I challenge Sylvester to come.
No, that's Sylvester, please. That's
sorry,
Sylvester.
Alfonso. Sorry,
thank you.
Alfonso. Sorry, Sylvester. Alfonso. If Alfonso come up clearly and say Prince Johnson is wrong, he deadly wrong. We don't need men like Prince Johnson in our party with this kind of statement. If Alfonso make it clear here, then I'm wrong. So I would just go to Alfonso and ask him this question: will you condemn Prince Johnson? Say, Prince Johnson, you're wrong to go after Sheku Sharif, talking about he will close his station down, and they will go after him, as he said in his church yesterday. The tape there was. I'm going to Sylvester now. I'm asking you the question for Unity Party: will you condemn Prince Johnson for going after Sheku Sharif and say they will close the station down after January 22 or after the inauguration? It's on the tape. Will you condemn that, Alfonso?
So, thank you, Keff. Thank you for your question. Thank you for your expose. First of all, I will not play through your mind games. And what I want us to do going forward is that we should be able to create a conversation that will benefit you and I than to be one-sided. We did that during the campaign process because it was campaign process, campaign exercise. We're now going beyond the period of campaigning. We're now awaiting January 2nd next year to inaugurate a new president of the Republic of Liberia. And I do want to agree with something that after January 2nd, Joe Bwaka is going to be in charge of his government. And in my thesis statement on this platform tonight, I say we will accept criticism, meaning that we, the Unity Party Alliance, under the stewardship of Joe Bwaka, we're going to accept criticism going forward because it's a best and suitable situation to be able to assess your performance, your assets and liabilities as a government. And so it will be our responsibility to accept criticism. It will also be our responsibility to protect the democratic tenets because we want to enjoy peace and we want everybody to participate. As a person, I'm listening to that audio, and in the strongest terms, I want to condemn that action because it is not good for us. But again, don't forget to know, Senator Johnson is not the vice president-elect. He's not the president-elect. Senator Johnson is a statement. Anything he says and does should be he should be a counter of his word. Let us not scapegoat and punish other people because of Senator Johnson's action. When Akara Gray took on to the UL campus and brutalized young people, it was not President Weah who did it. It was not last hour. Akara Gray took responsibility of that. When the the CDC COP brutalized kids from the University of Liberia on July 26th, that was not President Weah. That was element within the CDC. When President Weah said, as long as he's president of the Republic of Liberia, there will be no Ure who will be elected to a public office, President Weah was lashed out. When President Weah considered us in the opposition an enemy of the states, President Weah was lashed out. When President Weah arbitrarily closed the Costa radio station down and made Costa to be in exile, President Weah was lashed out.
I say, excuse me. I got Senator Johnson on the line. He want to clarify his statement. Senator Johnson on the line. Go ahead, Senator Johnson.
Yeah, let him go ahead.
Well, I was speaking yesterday on Sunday on the team
walking through the storm of life. There are different storms.
Come on,
and
great.
people accuse me, call me criminal, and that person who accuses me all the time is Sekou Kane. Sekou Kane knows our law says the accused is presumed innocent on the due process. We fought war. We couldn't sit down and be totally exterminated when the government of the day declare a county and its people as enemy of the state and go after you, slaughtering your people. You got to fight back. That's what we did. But in the course of defending ourselves, if we went and did things wrong that were not to be done within our rule of engagement during the civil crisis, anyone who wants to sue me, go to court. But you can't call me a criminal. You abuse me every day. You will abuse women Boyka every time. Apart from being an elected president, Boyka is an old man, an elder. You don't insult people. He did it on one occasion again and said, I will continue to speak the way I do. That is Kane speaking. And if this President Boyka decides to close my station, that will be the end of his regime. What does that insinuate? What does that mean? If they do close the station by law, what will bring to an end the regime? What will you do to bring the regime to an end? So I said, that is our storm. We are going through storm. Accusing or lie or no evidence of what people say. Now, if we are inaugurated and you decide to do the same thing, cursing people, insulting people, calling people names, denigrating people, let that tanker you will see. I did not say I will close station. I don't have the power to close station. It is a law that can do that if you take the matter to the law. No one has the power. The president himself cannot, out of anger or humiliation by somebody, decide to close station. It is a law that we all deal with. We are a country of law, not men. So they take me out of context and present it to Liberians to make me look bad. I did not say I will close station. That is not my statement. Look at the sermon. It's on the YouTube. It's on the Facebook, on the internet. Look at it. I did not say I will close station.
Okay. Thank you, Senator Johnson.
Oh, we couldn't ask a question?
And I mean,
At least we could ask him 1 or 2 questions, but he's on. So let's let.
It's okay now?
He asking you.
no,
Are
I
you
got a
still
question.
there?
I think
I got a question. I got a question and a comment for Senator Johnson. If you guys will let me.
Yeah, let Peabody handle that.
Peabody.
Yeah. My question to you, Senator
Oh,
President.
he's not there anymore.
Oh, he left.
Yeah, he asked you what are you all done. You don't say nothing.
All right, Alfonso, go ahead then.
Yeah, so as I was saying, and you listen to what the senator said. In the audio, he keeps using the word if. And even at that, I still would not want us to start on that footing. But I want us to be able to punish Senator Johnson for the statement he makes, then to attribute the statements to people. Senator Johnson is a senator of Nimba County that the Liberian people paid. They gave him money for his services. They provided immunities for him as a statement as a senator of the Republic of Liberia representing Nimba County. So whatever statement he makes, let's be able to critique him and not to shift blame on other people. Howbeit, the Unity Party government beyond January 2022 will be the government of inclusion. Whoever is in the government that does something outside of the ethical ways, the party should be held liable and the party should be able to speak to it. Joe Bwaga going to take power on January 22nd. Let's give Joe Bwaga the opportunity, the benefit of the doubts. After January 2nd, we can bring Joe Bwaga to the platform. We can critique the action of the people that he entrusted with his responsibility. Don't get me right. Joe Bwaga was elected by the people. He alone cannot do the work, so he's going to share his responsibilities with a lot of people to perform. especially in the executive. We can critique him based on the actions of the people that you're going to give opportunity to serve. So beyond January 2022, we can bring Joe Walker on Broad Street. We can bring Joe Walker anywhere. We can critique his actions from day one in terms of the economic policy, the security policy, the peace and rule of law, whatever policy that the government will implement, legislative agenda, because it is of the presidency. We can critique Joe Walker on every action and the action of his employees in the executive branch.
Lofa, chairman here.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Peabody. I had no intention of coming on here tonight because I mean, we talked about it in the back. I'm not feeling so good, so excuse my voice. But you know, I felt the need to come on here tonight to address Mr. Johnson. Right, Mr. Johnson. That is his title. He's Mr.
No,
he's Mr. Johnson. That is his life. No, do not interrupt me. Do me a favor. Do not interrupt me. Do not interrupt me. Do not interrupt me. Mr. Johnson. I can reference him as Mr. Johnson.
No, Senator Johnson.
You can't tell me how to reference him. He is Mr. He's Mr. Johnson. I said he is Mr. Johnson. You don't tell me how to talk.
He's Senator Johnson.
He is Mr. Johnson, and you cannot be quiet and let me continue. He is Mr. Johnson, and you let me talk.
He's Senator Johnson.
Again, I will say to you,
no,
he is Mr. Johnson.
He's Senator Johnson.
That is up to you. That is up to you and in your mind. You can reference him as whatever you want to. He is Mr. Johnson.
Senator Johnson.
You will not have me to address him the way you want to in your delusional mind. I will reference him as Mr. Johnson as long as I'm not being disrespectful. He is Mr. Johnson.
No need for the argument.
There's no need for this argument.
No, it's not
Mr. Johnson, look, at this point, I'm not in the studio. Look, Peabody, I would hate to do this, but if Alfonso if he continue to interrupt me, I will purposely kick him off. I hate to do that.
You can do.
If you continue to interrupt me, I will kick you off. I will purposely go in and back and kick you off.
You don't have to. I don't think
So let me allow me to talk then. Who are you to tell me how to reference somebody? I said, Mr. Johnson. Why do I have to reference the title that you want to reference him at?
Whatever name he wants to call him.
I can call him whatever name I want to call him. You can choose to call him. You can choose to call him former rebel leader. You can call him a former rebel leader. That's your choice. I can reference him as Mr. Johnson. Let me talk. Let me talk. Okay.
Okay. Well, Lofa, go ahead.
My statement here again is to address Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson is habitual of this. He constantly make these inflammatory statements and then come around and try to divert as though he doesn't understand what he's doing. The role that Mr. Johnson played in our civil crisis in Liberia, he should be the least of those to make these kind of inflammatory statements and think that everyone's supposed to cave into this kind of mentality. The place we find ourselves today in the democracy that we are enjoying today, something that he and the likes could not wait for. They use the barrels of the guns and took away the lives of innocent people. We are saying to Senator Johnson, they need to be careful of the utterances. Okay? He was elected to represent the people of Liberia and not simply the people of Nema County. He represents all of us as Liberians, and he must be mature in his utterances. You can't sit there years after years, make some of these remarks that are unacceptable to Liberians. We accept you. We live with you after everything you did to us. And you come back and make these kind of inflammatory statements as though you don't know where you fall in our body politics in the history of Liberia. It is because of the likes of you. Okay? Our young people today are in the streets. Nothing different from that. For you to come and threaten the peace that you and other people enjoy today. All right? When you could not even wait. You took the innocent lives. Okay? And you are benefiting from it today. due to the gullibility to some extent of our society. I don't expect anything out of Honorable Boykai because I know, like Honorable Boykai said, he's willing to sleep with the devil, and the devil is right now on his shoulder. So there is no difference. You expect nothing different from Senator Prince Johnson. Now I have referencing Senator Prince Johnson, but Mr. Johnson, let me tell you this: you would not threaten the peace. Neither would you threaten the voice of any Liberian in that country or out of the country. You and other people, you insulted President Weah. You said things to other people, and not a day where you threaten the peace of our country. Not a day where you ever threaten or bother. You waver back and forth whenever you want to. Nobody bother you. That is the democracy that we all enjoy. So take this down. Going forward, as of today's date, you have another generation of people to deal with, and we will stand up front and back to you and your derogatory statements, and we will hold you accountable to those statements, and those in power will also be held accountable if they don't act accordingly. I'll stop here for now.
Thank you. Let's go to Tomalin. Tomalin hasn't talked since he came. Welcome, Tomalin. Go ahead. Share something on this, Tomalin. In fact, you have Chris Johnson line. What do you think of his statement?
Well, you know, the closing argument is widely listened to across the country. So no matter where you are, once the closing argument comes on, people will share the news, and guys are on. Our phone started to ring that they wanted to make. They wanted to to clarify comments. So we have an obligation to give everybody the chance to come and talk. You know, I'm sorry, you guys. After he spoke, he was off on the line for a few minutes, and nobody asked a question. So I told people were asking questions. It would have been the best thing to engage him. So it was
I wanted to ask you some question myself, but he
was on the line stage. He asked a question. Is that all? And then nobody said nothing. So, but I think it was a good thing. Anybody will give this platform and you come and you can address it and meet the panelists and engage them. And I believe that for the fact that he come to say that he didn't threaten to close somebody down, okay. I mean, so the question is, if he insisted that where the perception that he said he closed the station down after inauguration, then would have still been firing. But since he came and said that he did not close station down, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. And again, as I said to you guys backstage, that this honeymoon you see is going on right now. You saw the pictures today in Washington, D.C. It's just a matter of, first of all, people will play their respective role. The minute President Boyka started to announce his cabinet, you know, people will play the role. Amara Kona won't be in the picture. He won't be playing the role of foreign minister and whatever information minister, whatever the case. The minute Boyka announces foreign minister, that foreign minister will not allow him to come and arrange meetings for the president in Washington. And all these people that you see right now will be in respectable places. So we'll give it a time.
I think we should also give Sekou the opportunity since Prince Johnson.
It's my reason can come on the platform. Whoever guys his contact and call him. I will try to. I will try to.
Let me see if I can call him.
So it'll be good. So I mean, like I said, anybody can come and make clarification.
Sekou Sharif, right?
No, it's not Sekou Sharif. It's Sekou Kane.
Sekou Kane from Arizona?
Yeah, Sekou Kane from SKTV.
Okay.
So yes, so guys, as we said, right now we're in a place where once you can come and if you come and dispute debunk what you said is okay for now. But I said let's give it a chance. The minute the cabinet takes place, takes shape, we'll see what happens, and reality will set in. Yeah, people and there'll be competing interests, competing egos. People will be fighting, you know. So waiting to see what happens. So for me, I was appalled when I heard about that. When I heard the comment first about the radio station being closed, threatened to be closed, for the fact that he came back and said he didn't say so. Okay, let's see what happens. But I think the Unity Party or the president-elect office need to make some clarification on these things when it happens, so that Liberian people can understand what's going on. So right now we're waiting to see what happens.
I think here, Tomalin, another thing here is that President-elect Boyka need to be really careful with Prince Johnson, because Prince Johnson could be a distraction, could be an embarrassment to this government, and because there are rumors now that he's starting his pay to play. That people have been he have been telling people and offer and what they need to bring to him to get a certain position and thing in government. The last time he was requesting some amount of seat. Now there are rumors out there that he's requesting help or requesting money from people so that he will offer them certain positions. So I think, I mean, as I said, it's a rumors out there, but it came from a very credible source that we can call the name, but very credible sources have informed us about Prince Johnson starting his play to play. If he's not careful, President like Barker is not careful, Prince Johnson will act as if he's the president. Not because he supported him or he helped him win a county. It shows that he's the president or he's the one that can make key decisions in the government. I don't think that should be tolerated, and they need to be very careful, because now we see the transitional period. You see a lot of people out there wanting jobs, and there'll be a lot of funds exchanging hands. Some people want higher position within in the House or the Senate. You see a lot of things going on, and that credible information that they are beginning to do this play to pay for play or something like that. So they have to be very careful. Alfonso left. He was able to come on, but let go back to Keff. Let go back to Keff. And then Sylvester, and then Judah, and then Tomalin.
Yeah, the issue is Prince Johnson said it. Matter of fact, he said after inauguration, they will see a tape out there. We play it. He said it. But Prince Johnson is very good at saying something and say something. He always speaking on the both sides of his mouth. So he said it, and he said a lot of things. He even spoke about the sanction and a lot of stuff. So it's no. This is not stuff that we have not seen from Prince Johnson before. When Prince Johnson always wants to silence, people. Matter of fact, during the war, you cannot live around Prince Johnson area and you speak. You know you'll be a dead man. You know that. So for Prince Johnson to come and say, "Oh, I didn't say that. I said if I said that," all this crap. He said it. He said it, and you see, and they are not joking. They are not joking. The Unity Party, there's a record with Unity Party stepping on free speech. There's a record. It's there. Videos are there. Folks went to jail. Journalists went to jail. You know, I name it. Most of his sedition, Jefferson Koji, they're talking about now and all that stuff, went to jail. Henry Costa went to jail. All the guys.
It's a new government, so we need to give them a chance.
Well, you see,
this is a new government. I mean, with all due respect, I think it's
yeah, but Dr. Peabody,
there's a new government. I think we need to stop jumping the gun and give them a chance and see what happens.
But Dr. Peabody, when you see the same faces, the same people, how can you say it's a new government? It's the same people. You know, that's the thing with folks that support him, and I'm not saying you, Dr. Peabody, but folks that support him, voted for him, you know, and all that. That's the mentality. Oh, it's a new government, but it's the same old guy. He was there for 12 years where people went to jail. He did not speak. He did not speak. He was there for 12 years where folks went to jail. He was there for 12 years where folks got killed at the CDC headquarters. He was there. He did not speak. So it's a history with the Unity Party folks. History with Unity Party folks that they are not tolerant For example, imagine if the government and Lofa was in Liberia and say, Mr. Prince Johnson, what will happen? You saw the anger that came from Alfonso. He said no. He said no. But these are the guys then who call Joe Weah names. They're calling Kush. But just because Lofa said Mr. and with a respect, you shouldn't say that. So we saw Alfonso saying it, doing it around the show that Lofa cannot say Mr. He got to say Prince Johnson. So what we want again? Imagine. So that means folks like Lofa cannot live under the Unity Party. Folks, we should not fool ourselves. The freedom and peace that you enjoy under George Manuel Weah, you're not going to get it under the Unity Party government. You're not going to call JMB push. You're not going to call him this. You're not going to call him that. Just imagine my post, when I post on JMB, the in my inbox, cussing me, attacking me, and doing this. That because of folks like that, I can't even go Liberia freely and walk around freely. I cannot.
All right.
What do I need security in Liberia for? What do I need security in Liberia for? But you know why? Because of folks like the Unity Party, you cannot be free. If you think the freedom you enjoy under Joe Weah, you enjoy under Unity Party, keep your hope high.
Well. All right, Kevin. Well, I will give him a chance. I will give them a chance. But the only thing I say is that Prince Johnson will be a distraction to this government. He already was. You start selling his own position to himself, other people. I think because that's how he live. He go after people for money. Every election, he interrupts it. He come. He can do this and go after people for money. So I think, but Sylvester, coming, Sylvester.
Yes, I think I just spoke to our dear friend and brother Sekou, and he said that he's in the middle of something, but he will respond tomorrow to Mr. Johnson. But he also urged out to listen to the video. But I believe, and that's time to time what exactly Judas was talking about. Previously, is news to doing this sort of, he will say things today and capitulate the next day, right?
Exactly.
It's dangerous and unacceptable. With the kind of a way he would do things and that come on, it's clear on the video. It is very clear on the video that he stated this process and he was targeting this brother. It's part of the democracy. What Sekou does, and he and the SKTV try to play a role in our democracy, is part of the major process of moving forward. That's what I said. If you the president that came on more attack in the history of our country, it is the current president of the Republic of Liberia. He didn't like most of the attack on his president. He didn't like most of the attack on his family. He didn't like most of the attack on his children. But what is he is the president of the Republic. So sometimes you will have to, and let me remind us on this platform. The Camara Act that we legislated in the Republic also gave room to our democracy for people to come and express themselves. We decriminalize free speech. Prince Johnson need to be reminded because you're in the very Senate. He passed on to this practical law to decriminalize free speech. The man was speaking to the issue that is unfolding in the country. And one of the major fulcrum of our democracy is this issue about the freedom to express ourselves. It is the fulcrum of our democracy. We need to protect this process moving forward. And we disagree to agree. I always said to folks, someone was saying to me, hey, will you be, I said, hey, I can never be silent for moving forward in our country. Because one of the particular things we moved on yesterday, when we sat and stated that we needed to protect this country moving forward, was to come and sit in our small room, I will put it this way, to protect it from all angle of our movement. Now, we don't have to, and I said to folks, we don't have to be in government, we're not going to be there, but we can play a major role from the civil society's perspective, from our movement perspective, in ensuring that we protect the space of our democracy. Yeah, it is unfortunate, and that's why one of our Solidarian comrades, we normally have conversation on the phone. He was saying to me, and that's part of the reason why we Solidarian move to ensure that those that participated in the civil crisis, we didn't allow them to come in a major era in the governance process. in terms of the legislative process in our country and move from other line. They didn't allow that to happen. But now, Mr. Johnson believes that the people of Nipa County probably got one or two, they got some commitment to him because of certain things I don't understand. But yes, I want to talk about those things. But what Mr. Johnson always called President Weah Mr. Weah. He didn't always call him Mr. President.
Right.
He called him Mr. Weah. Mr. Weah. I don't know. Listen, and that's why I always said to Alfonso sometimes, Alfonso, you get over that something and you react to those things. You have to understand the reality of our present movement. Now, the word Mr. is a title.
It's a title.
They're trying to put a handle to you as an individual. Madame, Mr., Miss, right? They didn't call him Johnson or Prince. It's a Mr. He always called Mr. President Mr. Weah. He didn't say Mr. President or His Excellency, right? And that's the normal protocol attaching to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia. But then the major thing here today is us protecting our country democracy. And this process is about, we Liberians, we new to this process about Article 15 of the Constitution of our country. It's freedom of expression. And we should allow us to express that. Now, we will be cognizant of that very provision of our Constitution. We should understand the limit of that freedom of speech. It is with us as individuals to bear the consequence if we went beyond or to attack or speak anything against the laws of our country. And that is not an attempt to abrogate the Constitution, but it's in conformity with the Constitution of our republic. So we all should move to protect it. But I will vehemently reject and oppose to those kind of erratic way of doing things, and you come and back and you want to turn the wheels around the place. No, it's not acceptable. We have logical elements. We have individuals of our country that do understand what is unfolding. If you believe you come in with those excess baggage, and I would think that's what I came out and stated here, I would hope that the president-elect of the republic will disassociate himself with those kind of elements and moving forward to ensure that the democracy of our country is very active. And it's going to be evolving time to time. As it evolves, a lot of things are going to change moving forward in the middle of our process. So yes, we do condemn it. He stated it. He shouldn't come now and try to change the statement. He apologized for the statement. I would hope that he would just come out and apologize, saying I was in my feelings again. It was kind of an erratic way of doing things, and I'm sorry for the statement. But to capitulate at this level is unacceptable.
Thank you.
Robert come in, Robert Gagwa. But before Robert come in, Prince Johnson insulted Charlene Brunskin. He called her gay. He called Mr. Cummings gay. He called us your name. He's known for that. He will stand on his pulpit and say those kind of things. So it's nothing for him to set up there and try to deny here. He's just the kind of person, and I'm telling you, I hear he's getting to his pay for play now. He's looking for money from people now and promising them a job when they have not even started naming people. Robert Cummings, talk to that video on Prince Johnson yesterday.
Before Robert come in, we're expecting. I just spoke. Sheku just called me. He's going to appear in the next few minutes. Sheku kind of going to appear in the next few minutes.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back on a new week. But look, our democracy is that there are lots of hope with regards to the future and the strength of Liberia's democracy. And I think that I don't care what a few would attempt to do to derail that. I don't think that that is possible. Now, the individual we're talking about here is one that I personally have for a very long time considered to be on hang. I don't think Prince Johnson is a stable individual. I don't think Prince Johnson is to the full capacity normal. And I got to say, and I've been saying this, only in Liberia that we have rewarded characters like Prince Johnson and others, and they have become by our own endorsement. By that I mean politicians that have, embraced these endorsements and the role, the significant role that these guys play in our politics. They have given them voices, and so what do you expect? This is the only guy who, you have news media who goes to his church, to listen to the sermon, right? But I'm not surprised of anything that comes out of Prince Johnson's mouth, especially with regards to, threatening the life of others, or anything that relates to this whole thuggery, thuggerism, and this whole a mindset of violence. That's who he is. I mean, this guy was seen on national TV killing another person. And so what is there to be surprised? What is there to be surprised? And to many extent, I blame us. We have failed to set the standard. We failed to set the standard. We failed to set the standard. In Liberia, good characters are often assassinated. Good characters are often rejected, and we glorify people like Prince Johnson and others. We glorify these characters for some reason. It behoves me. I would never understand. I would never understand why only in Liberia, where these voices are considered voices of reasoning in our country. It's crazy. But let me say this, to Kev and others, or anyone else, no one should feel as though they cannot speak. No one should feel as though that freedom of expression or that freedom of speech should be somehow, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This is what they want. These guys want you to feel as though you cannot go to Liberia. If people who criticize George Weah and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf could go to Liberia, if people who criticize these other leaders have voices in our country, do you know how many reckless statements were made on social media where there were not a single arrest made for even questioning? Don't feel like you can't go to Liberia, you have to have security. No. I will go to my country when I damn fit. I will speak up when I damn fit. Not a damn thing will happen to me. Excuse my language. No one will touch me. And if you attempt to do it, I shall protect myself. Simple as that. Simple as that. But Prince Johnson should not have a voice in our political discourse. I'm sorry. Prince Johnson and many other characters should not have key voices in our political discourse. You heard what he said. He has been defiant from day one. He said the U.S. sanction does not harm him. It does nothing to him. He stands strong. And the only reason why Prince Johnson is speaking the way he speaks, because the people of Lima County, which is their right, have elected him, have trusted him, and have continued to empower him. And politicians have also empowered him. When you feel like you cannot win Lima County without Prince Johnson endorsement, you are empowering and giving significance to a voice that should not have this much of a significance in our country. But this is what we do. And until we get it right, until we start to say, you know what? We need to bring together decent people, not perfect people. We don't need professionals, yeah? None of us are perfect. But when you have killers, when you have rebels, when you have these people who didn't even sit in school, they know absolutely nothing about the core responsibility of the office they hold. When you have these people standing as moral voices in our country, while great men and women are attacked, this is exactly what you get. But I have a message for Prince Johnson and his likes. I will speak up. I will come to Liberia. I will get on the radios in Liberia. I dare you, and I dare anyone else.
Okay, thank you, man, Rob. Welcome, my friend, brother Sekou. Welcome, Sekou. Ben, go ahead. Ben, you want to say?
Yeah, quickly before
That-
Sekou, and I'm sorry, I wasn't here briefly. I had to run to do something quickly. And welcome Sekou and the rest of the guys. So Sekou is going to come in quickly after me so that he can address this because he was the one in the line of fire. Look, I think it's well documented. Everybody knows my position when it comes to Senator Prince Johnson. And by the way, Lofa, you did nothing wrong by saying Mr. Johnson. You put a handle to his name. There's nothing wrong. Listen, this notion that we have in Liberia where we're so infatuated by titles.
By titles.
And everybody thinks that, they have to suck up to something. And I'm sorry, where is I don't know if Alfonso is I don't know if he dropped off. Hopefully he will come back. The fact, and like I said in my opening statement, the gains that we have made in Liberia will not be reversed. Prince Johnson has no capacity whatsoever. I don't care he can have how many church services. I don't care how many people can go stand in front of his pulpit to pray for redemption and to pray for new jobs. He has no capacity whatsoever. The space that has been created in Liberia is not a gift to us. And this is the mistake we make in our country, where we think freedom of speech is a gift. It's an inalienable right enshrined in our Constitution. It's not a gift from any government. Yes, governments can enhance it because we have had tyrannical governments in the past that have tried to step on the freedom of speech, but it's not a gift. So I understand the fury, the anger. I follow my brother Sekou the last couple of days. He's been in the line of fire only because he dared to ask questions. He dared to ask questions. And so I am glad that Senator Johnson called. By the way, I'm sure he reached out to Tomalin or Tomalin reached out to him. I'm glad he called. I hope he probably would have stayed. I'm asking Senator Johnson to muster the courage. You've won state power. You have, right? And only because of the country that we have. So you won state power.
Right.
I think he should muster the courage to come here and let's have a conversation about some of the things that we're talking about.
I guarantee you he won't.
But I can say this. Like Peabody said, this is Prince Johnson's MO. This is what he does. He makes these statements.
And then he come back and roll on it.
He comes back. This Senator Johnson insulted VP Boyka, president-elect now.
Thank you.
He did. When it became rational and it became a convenient for him to form an alliance with him, he did form an alliance with him. So I'm not going back and forth on that. All I'm saying is, and I stand on the previous statement that I made. No one, I don't care who you are, the freedom and the rights that we enjoy in Liberia. By the way, newsflash, I am planning to go to Liberia now. Just because of that, I'm planning to go to Liberia now in January. We will be there in January. We will, look, this dispensation that we have fought for, and at the end of the day, it was an election. You won. I give it. So I just want to state for the record that I appreciate him coming on to make the clarity. It's a little too late. It's a little too late. And like I said, the onus is on the president-elect. Prince Johnson is not an ordinary man in that alliance. If it was not because of Prince Johnson, Joe Boyka may not have been president of Liberia, may not have been elected president of Liberia. So he's not an ordinary man in the alliance. So when you hear him make a comment that say, watch and see what will happen after inauguration,
right,
sends chills down the spine. Not necessarily to Sekou or to me or to anybody else on this platform, but to people who remember the days when they could not speak. So I just want to say, I'm hoping that he get a chance to come back and clear the air. And I'm waiting to hear. And I see, and I'm going to call, I would do this before Sekou came in. And I said I will start doing this on the show. I will start calling out certain people in the live feed who I want to believe should know better. Joe Manjala, he's telling me to go to court. Here is a man these are the people who question some of us because we made a decision. But Joe Manjala, who is a fan and who watched this show religiously, and I'm calling him out. Like I called Magnus Lobo out the other day when Magnus Lobo said that Joe Boyka was not answerable to us because he was not traveling on government dime. And I had to correct him that he is traveling on government dime because he's president-elect. But you cannot say these things. The moment we get away from what has been enshrined and what we know ourselves to be, that's when we start to get in trouble. And you know what we do in Liberia? When we do these things and when we ignore them and the worst happens, then we turn around and start blaming people. Oh, that you're the one did this. Oh, that you're the one did that. The question here is we must start to hold each other accountable. And Joe Manjala, shame on you for you to tell me to go to court. If you were Sekou Kane, will you agree for Prince Johnson to say you insult? You want to talk about insult of presidents? I have never heard Sekou Kane insult a president. I've never heard that. And he read on the show, I ain't got to defend him. I have never heard. That's not his style. Y'all want to talk about insults? The people that y'all got supporting y'all today, you guys initiated and instigated insult in our body politics. What do you want to talk about? We need to change. We need to change the mentality. And that's why I said, I don't know what kind of country we have. I don't know what kind of country we have. Because at the end of the day, we must get hold of where our country is. And like I said, yes, thank for calling your name. I made you famous today, finally. Because at the end of the day, what you are writing makes absolutely no sense. And we will start naming and shaming some of y'all. Because since Facebook made some of y'all popular, we will start naming and shaming y'all. This is foolishness. Because you support a candidate, so you know what? Nobody should question that candidate. But guess what? If something happens wrong tomorrow, y'all will start running around like chickens with no head and start acting like they say y'all didn't know what was happening. What Prince Johnson said on Sunday was wrong. He had no reason to threaten anybody. Look, heavy is the head that wears the crown. When you are entrusted with the awesome responsibility of power, you must have the thickest of skin to accept whatever comes your way. You have a responsibility to clear the air if people misinform or people lie on your name. But do not come and threaten our people, because you know what? The days of us going back to where people were shutting down radio stations, that day will never, ever come back.
Great. Okay. Sekou, welcome. Welcome, Sekou. You heard it. You've been following the conversation. I believe folks have been talking to you. So come on, brother. Spill it out. Spill it out.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say thank you to you guys. All of you gentlemen. I'm not seeing any ladies here, so thanks, guys. I did not listen to Senator Johnson on this platform. I was actually busy doing something, and then my friend and brother, Huey called me, and then Keff called me, and a lot of different people called me. But before then, somebody had called me, oh, calling your new on closing argument was what's going on. You know, the person started to tell me some of the statement he was making. Well, actually, many of you have spoken well. And the fact that he's not listening to him, I'm not going to respond to whatever he said here today. I will have the opportunity to listen to him later on, and then we will address him adequately tomorrow on SKT as well. However, you know, listening to what I listened to, I think you have spoken well. And if Prince Johnson came here and said that he did not make the statement that he made, then literally he's telling you, do not believe your eyes, do not believe your ear. Just believe Prince Johnson. But like Robert and other previous speakers have said, this is the man modus operandi. This is how you do. He will always make statements and then try to take it back or try to rephrase it to be fit his own argument. He lives his own reality. He lives in his own word. And to be honest with you, um, you know, there's a parable that says the fear of a sick person is to die. And at the end of the day, eventually, that can be the end of a very sick person. What am I trying to say here is that Prince Johnson's fear is justice and accountability. And I can inform him in this public manner that yes, indeed, justice will be served. And Prince Johnson will account for his doing. The ones that he did during the war, and the ones that he himself publicly confessed to doing, wherein he listed number of Nimbayans, his own brothers, that he killed, including the one he crippled. It is only in Liberia that the likes of Prince Johnson will be speaking. But again, that's the country we have. You know, it is the responsibility of all of us to right the wrongs. And I'm glad that all of you gentlemen are standing up. I'm very thrilled. I'm very, very, energized. As I've always said, I can do better on a defensive as opposed to being on offensive. Because you know what? You give me the responsibility, you give me the opportunity to react. And I can be my best element when I'm reacting to people. I can guarantee you, we are not deterred. We're not going to hold back. This can only rejuvenate our result. We will do our best. We will put people abroad first. And nobody, no amount of threat can actually deter us from doing what we've been doing. And I'm glad to be here on closing argument. This is not my first time. It is just unfortunate that I'm coming here now on a good note. I got to come here to talk, on good stuff. I got a lot of good, intelligent gentlemen here that we can all, get together and have good conversation like we have done before. But to come here and just to respond to Prince Johnson, that's unfortunate, but it's okay. We will respond to Prince Johnson tomorrow adequately when we have listened to his whatever he said. And then definitely we will, we'll address it. But I want to say thank you to all of you, at least for calling my attention. And for those of you who spoke adequately, even better than me, in defense of not Sekou Kenneth, but in defense of justice and accountability and honesty in our country. I think we should continue to do this. Like Ben said, the days of people censoring other people, threatening people for speaking truth to power, I think those days are gone. This is a new era. The likes of Prince Johnson and other people, they just need to get adjusted. The fact that they found themselves within this generation, even though they have outlived their time, or their time has outlived its usefulness, we will do whatever we can to make sure we have justice and accountability in Liberia. Thank you, guys.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Thank you. Julius, go ahead. Go ahead, Julius.
Dr. Peabody and to my brother Sekou and everybody else on here, as a matter of fact, not to kind of name people out, but I think part of the reasons why a lot of us would take upon ourselves on our spare time when we are supposed to either be playing games or doing other things with our kids or family, immediate relatives. Guys, if you will please mute yourselves. A lot of echo in the back. Thank you. When we are supposed to be doing other things, we will come on here to address some of the concerns of Liberians. Again, it's part of I think our commitment to patriotism. But one thing that I noticed here today, again, I apologize for my voice. Like I said, my daughter brought something home, I don't know, and I have it right now. My throat hurt. I actually didn't want to come on here tonight, but I was constrained to come on here for the fact that if we are not willing to take the pain to stand with the struggle for better society, then we are simply cowarded to the reality of life because nothing comes easy and we must go through the struggle. What I noticed here tonight, it is so disheartening to see an individual in Alfonso who's a part of the incoming government wanting to censor my voice or my view because of his political alignment. Okay, a self proclaimed educated man who is yet to understand that just having to recognize Prince Johnson by titling him Mr. in itself is just much respect. But attempting to twist my arms like they have done in the past, okay, to make people to bow to their mindset, their belief. I am so baffled by these kind of behaviors, especially to come from a young man who I believe again is hurt in his institution. It's sad. It is sad, and it tells me how far we have to go, how far we are from the actual democracy that you and I continue to fight for. For him to even come in defense of Mr. Johnson in such a way, it tells me that we are far from the reality, but we will get there in due time. To Mr. Johnson, it's nothing personal, but you owe it to the Liberian people. You are not in any way, shape, or form the employer. You are a beneficiary of a system that is gradually trying to work. And you know what? The sickening part of it is you and others, all right, who perpetrated Hindia acts, killed, for the lack of better words, kill innocent Liberians in your claim of fighting for justice or in revenge, all right, of people whose lives were taken away. You killed other innocent Liberians and you justify these actions daily, okay, using the puppet as a shield, using the Bible to protect yourself as though those of us or the folks you talk to are ignorant to the reality. But the reality is this: those you mingle with and those who are eager and hungry for power are not dominant in our society. Gradually, they are wearing away. And those who sincerely want a better Liberia, a much more vibrant society, a society that is equal across the board, that will provide opportunity for every child who have not had that opportunity, is gradually rising up. And for the likes of you, you will hear the voice of myself, Lofa, and others who believe in a much more transparent and vibrant society. Guys, I'm sorry I have to leave the show because again, I'm like I said, I'm not feeling too good, but I will continue to follow and I will continue to watch. But Senator Prince Johnson, Mr. Johnson, please watch your utterances. You are an employee. We employ you to get a piece of job done. Get the job done and keep it quiet for Christ in heaven's sake. The amount of talk you do is not helping you. What really helps you is your legislative accomplishment. When you do things in the House and all of Liberia benefits from it, then you can come out here and be boastful of your accomplishment. Not when you build one law university that is supposed to benefit you and your family. Thank you, guys.
No, before you go though, before you go,
Uh-huh.
I need just 30 seconds before you go. Are
Mhm.
we talking about the same Alfonso and Dr.
Yes,
Peabody probably
yes,
knows him better than I do? The same Alfonso who peddled the Congo and the native and country divide on this very platform during the campaign.
yes,
The same guy who doubled down
Yes, he
he spoke
insisted
about.
that I call Mr. Johnson senator. If I didn't,
Listen,
then he will interrupt the entire show.
listen. Don't worry about these people. Don't worry about them. Alfonso will be just fine. And I will stop it for right now, and I let the other
Thanks.
guy.
Thank you, guys. You guys have
All
a
right,
good one.
man. Speedy recovery, brother. Speedy
So
recovery.
I want to leave, but before I leave, I just want to make a final statement. If you guys
Sure.
allow me to
Sure.
go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you so
sir.
much. So once again, I want to thank all of you guys, the ones I listened to, because I was busy. So when I started listening, I heard Robert spoke and Lofa. So what I want to say here is that the burden is on the incoming Joseph government. They got a lot of cleanup to do, a whole lot. And Prince Johnson just started. And I think Liberian people are all ears waiting for the reaction from Joseph Boakai team, from Joseph Boakai himself, as to how they're going to handle Prince Johnson. Right at the door, they are yet to take state power. Prince Johnson is threatening people now. The way they will respond, the way they will react to his actions to tell us the kind of government we're going to have. It will benefit them if they stand up to the like of Prince Johnson. They will also find it very difficult. They will find our country very much ungovernable if they allow Prince Johnson to continue to be the face of Team Joseph Boakai. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. With
Unless you have a question for me, other than that, I gotta go.
Sekou, one of the things we talk about Prince Johnson's current involvement. He talked about, he helped. Of course, he did. He did help President-elect Joe Boakai win the election. He did, but he's not the one that makes decisions and stuff. And this pay to play, and I hear it now. Credible person said it. That now he's beginning to ask for offer for position to certain people. What do you think about it?
Yeah, so we broke that news a few days ago. I think that might have contributed to his onslaught against us. That is not a surprise. This is something that American government sanctioned him for, and he doesn't see it as a problem. I think that is the way he worked, and that is how he understands Liberian politics. So that is not a surprise, and I can tell you, it's even beyond that. What you just heard, that he asking people for money. Yes, of course. People been trooping to his house, his church, and people been offering stuff to him. Some instances, he has accepted some of it. Some of it he did not, because it was not enough. And we have all this information. He knows it. The problem with Prince Johnson has been so much, unease, especially when it comes to SKTV, because we know a lot. We know a lot. We know a lot about what he is like that doing. So he knows it, and that's why he's very uneased, and he wants to start something that we call preemptive strike. So he want to be the first to strike before we expose what we know. But definitely we will still do it, regardless.
Hmm.
I hope I
Yeah, yeah. Anybody got a question for Escape before he leave?
Well, I don't have a question in particular, but I just want to say this, Sekou. You know, you and your crew must continue to do what you do without fear, without any sort of without thinking this is what, you know, when you have people like Prince Johnson and others, right, in the society that we have in our country, this is what happens. And I strongly believe that he believes that he has a monopoly, and
Around.
he's still, am I audible?
Yeah,
And that he still
yeah.
has this influence, and he wants to scare people like yourself and others who he knows have voices, and who he knows, you know, have a lot more credibility than he does. So, you know, speak your truth, speak as loud as you can, and people are listening to us across that country. Prince Johnson can do a damn thing to you or not a single one of us yet. And Alfonso or whoever else, these guys are all bluff. There is absolutely nothing they can do. Speak your truth and do so fearlessly. That's all I want to say to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Robert.
Anybody
So,
else before we move on?
guys, thank you
Any
guys. I
questions?
appreciate it.
Yes, basically for me it's nothing. I've known Sekou for many years now, so I got no reason to doubt his credibility. And I will always, on a most serious note, I will just call on Mr. Johnson and to allow the process about our because these are some investigative skills he's been deploying along the line. So if you believe what the young man is saying, you disagree with him, you come to counter what he's saying by providing and you need to just prove the wrong side of things. But to come and use incendiary comments to threaten his well-being and the rest of that, I think is counterproductive, and we need to categorically condemn those kind of a thing happening. It's not in the space of our new Liberia. This new space is allowed, is open. It's a contestable space that we all need to move through. And I think I'm enjoying the space. It's the democracy that we all yearned for yesterday, the multi-partyism, the pluralistic change of ideas. Today we got it, and we should make appropriate use of it, legally, in conformity with the due process of law. It's part of our responsibility. It's part of the Constitution. An attempt to not do this, it is tantamount of what we call abrogating the Constitution. And anyone that would want to undermine the Constitution will hold you to very high bar. So I mean, Sekou, we enjoy what you do, continue doing what you do, and do it in keeping with the law. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
So thank you, guys. Like I said, tomorrow we will listen to the show after when you guys done. I will listen to Senator Johnson, and we will sufficiently, adequately address it tomorrow on SKTV. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, guys, we will be going to the phone line shortly, but we just want to showcase here that the president-elect is in Washington, D.C. President-elect Joseph Imambaka is in D.C., and I'm not sure whether we have the photo of he meeting some, I think, the Assistant Secretary for African Affairs. He met with her today, and I understand he will be engaging other Congress official as well. So we just want to let you. The VP was also in Rhode Island last Saturday, to attend a function, I believe, organized by the Joseph Barker Association there in Providence, Rhode Island. So I know it kind of brought to light the concern that every Liberian have had for the last 2 or 3 weeks, that there was nothing the VP was not saying in person. So he finally show up. But we will be going to the phone lines, Lo Henry, and I know Lufa not well, so that we could take calls. But I'd like to make an announcement. Tomorrow will be the last day. We'll provide you a number for the Cash App so that you can help some of the guys that are in studio in Monrovia. We just want to send them a small gift for the holiday. So tomorrow we may have to use one of our cash app to do that because the time to set up everything will be difficult. But we'll put that up tomorrow. We ask you to just donate 20, 30, 10, 50, 100, just how much you can give so that we can just send those guys off to have, and just to help them because sometimes they sleep in the studio because of the show and they can't go home, around 1 o'clock. You can't find a taxi to go anywhere in Monrovia. So we just want to encourage you, please, if you can, give to help. But we want to take some calls. We want to take some calls at this time. Lofa, if you're listening to us, we'll probably need to get that number so that folks can call. And also, Henry, if you guys are there, let's take some calls from Liberia and see how people hear people view on this Prince Johnson thread and pay to play, stuff like that. So, but Sylvester, what do you think? I mean, we know there's the new government coming up, and I see people are even rushing to Liberia. A lot of folks have gone to Liberia to hustle their way to get job and things like that. Do you see that? Do you see that thing spreading around the pay to play stuff? Do you see it like?
Oh yes, it's time to time part of it. Folks will start the process of hedging, right? So the way you see all the kind of a movement, and this being the tradition in our country, where folks will move in. I called one of the airlines the last time, and someone was saying to me, most of the flight between the 10th to the 20th of January to Monrovia is extremely high. The price is just going up because folks are moving in the country also. And within the country itself, internally, folks are lobbying for job and the rest of that. If you can recall, of late term, you listened to what the outgoing president of the Republic stated, that Mr. Johnson was pushing that he needed a certain position or that he will go rogue, and it's part of the reason why he departed to the other side. Yes, so I would think folks will begin the process about lobbying internally and externally also. It is part of the process, that's what I say. I will hope, and removing myself from the campaign process now, I will hope that immediately on the 22nd of the afternoon of the 22nd of January, the president and then now he'll be moving as the commander-in-chief of the Republic, and the chief executive will be firm and take decision that, because it is clear that with all these things, all this hedging that is currently unfolding, and Article 54 is very clear of our Constitution. The president got that executive powers to appoint government officials. He would not appoint. There will be recommendation made to the president, but you have to deem it necessary to see who those individuals that are fit to perform in certain government bureaucracy. So it's important that we move that. But yes, I can clearly state here that folks will be moving to do a lot of things around the same to buy into it, that there will be other individuals that will be doing some recommendation and the rest of that. But we hear a lot of names coming up from the initial stage as to who's going to be this minister or that minister. But for me, I would want to always wait, and that's part of the reason why I even said when President Weah was coming to the picture, and I said it clear. I said I would wait to hear the first 5 appointments and hear the cabinet, then we move in. But yes, but those people we have to now be appointed by the president. And again, 56 is saying we have to enjoy his confidence in terms of pleasure, will and pleasure. But yes, folks will move into Monrovia. There are people also now using. Listen, the current chairman of the United Party even stated on his Facebook page, there are people soliciting money in his name. A chairman of the United Party saying, "I will give you a job, I will give you that." Yes, I mean it's clear. He came out and stated this. So yeah, I'm a little bit concerned about this process, but I think we need to give job to people based on competence and merit. It should be a merit-based process in the country. Other than that, we're going to put counterproductive elements, unproductive element, and qualify individual into government position and government bureaucracy that's just going to bring the process down. It should be based on merit and merit. It should not be based on the process about I got some influence around, I got the listening ear of the president, and I will have to do some recommendation. Absolutely no. I have a different thought process about that. It should be based on merit. Folks should be recruited in government on the basis of meritocracy, not on the basis of who know you or nepotism or favoritism. No, absolutely no. I detest that, and I will project and move the country. We want to see the country move forward in a more fortunate way. at the level of the civil service, people should be deployed on the basis of what they know and what they can provide in terms of our basic policy prescription, because there are a lot of weakness in our policy process we need to fix, and we need to fix it by competent individuals.
Pastor Villa, did you guys fall short of doing that in the CDC government?
I wouldn't want to now come back to say, I don't know if you put on the spot. I really want to come back now to say, but I thought from I was recruited when I was appointed as an assistant minister. Trust me, I prepared myself. There was a time that I was asked personally by Madam Annie Johnson-Sirleaf before, when I was very proud with the new progressive process that can I take you as assistant minister? I said, no, Madam President. Well, do you respect Madam President? I like that, but I want to see the opportunity to go to school, right? I had a conversation with the president in her office. That one Saturday afternoon when she invited me, right? And I didn't do that. I pushed to go to school. When I was appointed as assistant minister, I was coming with a master's degree and with high level of competence and the rest of that. So for my case, I will vouch for myself. So when President Weah appointed me, he was appointing an assistant minister that was coming with a huge level of qualification and the level of time he spent in advocacy and the rest of that. So if you blend the both, I mean, that was a very plausible process, a very, very commendable issue. So I'm warning that we need to take the same line, recruit elements, individuals in this kind of a line to see. I believe that most of the people President we are appointed were qualified individuals. I believe that very firmly, right? I believe it very sincerely that President appointed competent people. Should we move on the same path? Of course, I would think we should move on the same path and ensure that our country representation in terms of our policy structure, in terms of we should align individuals in keeping with what they know and what their competence is. It's not doing it on the basis of because they're being a friend to the president-elect, a friend to the president-elect, a friend to the confidant of the president, or friend to the protege of the president. No. We need to detach ourselves from all those things and appoint people on the basis of. So if I'm bringing Raul to my government, I should see, I've been going and see Raul portfolio, his profile, his competence, and I bring Raul to perform the role. I say, Raul want to take the job, and there should be a time to evaluate Raul to see if Raul is performing. If we were to do that and go by the measurement on those processes, we're going to see a lot of productive action moving in government. Yes, but yeah, people will move into Monrovia. Yeah, I learned Ben says it's going to Monrovia. My son will move into Monrovia. But yes, we are going to move. I'm trying to buy my ticket to go into Monrovia. But again, it's not a one-way ticket. No, I only say that. But
yeah,
again,
but all the flights. This is all the flights I booked to the end of January.
The process are just going up. It's just going up.
You got people who are going now to hustle for jobs, so they will stay there. A lot of them will go. They will stay there to try to hustle and see. But let's. I want to go to the phone line. Anybody there? Judah said he will come back on and let us take at least 5 or 6 calls. The guys in studio. Henry, if you guys are there, could you come on? Let's take some calls from Liberia as well. But Robert, coming, and let's talk about this ongoing play-to-play that has just started in the country, and people going everywhere not trying to provide position.
Look, it's funny, man. It's very funny. For me, I don't want job. Yeah, me, I don't want job, and the only reason why I don't want job because right now, as I speak to you, my man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not looking forward to making small money. I'm not getting no $5,000-$6,000 every month. I know I don't want to do that. So I don't want no job right now. When I make my money, I'll be like Alex Cummings. When I make enough money and I buy all my houses and I buy all my car and I do all my life thing, then I'll go to Liberia and get a job. But the fact that people are even soliciting, it speaks to the system in Liberia with regards to recruitment, right? And it also speaks to the fact that we have a dead private sector. I mean, can you imagine when government is more attractive? The government jobs, as we speak right now, seems more attractive to anything outside of that, right? Why should a professional Liberian? And I'm not trying to, God bless the hearts of those who are doing what they're doing, but why should I have to go to Liberia? Why should I have to be in Liberia talking to people that I know to give back to my country as a professional? I am giving my expertise. Experts are not people who are recruited based on pay to play. If I have to pay Ben Sanvee to sell my CV because Ben Sanvee is in close proximity to the president, then you know what? Then I don't want that job. There's something is wrong with my qualification. I think people should be able to turn in their resumes. If you have 3 or 4 people being recruited for a particular position, let there be an interview process. You put together a vetting team, look at that person's resume, look at their CV and what it is they bring to the table, and then the president, what it is that the president is looking for in that particular area. And then these decisions are made based on the best qualified. But people run into Liberia buying their own plane tickets. I had to buy my own plane ticket. The last time I almost moved to Liberia for a job, I went to Dubai for an interview. And that plane ticket was not paid for me. It wasn't, I didn't come out my own pocket. Are you kidding me? So I must not go to Liberia, buy my own plane ticket, spend thousands of dollars in accommodation, only because I'm hustling for a job. What has become of us as a people? This is the process is flawed. It's wrong. And I hope that Unity Party does the right thing. Anyone who goes to Liberia hustling for a job should automatically be considered unqualified. Don't be going to Liberia paying money, $5,000, and don't let these people eat your money. I know a very good story. An old puppy left his job in Texas, his stick job in Texas, because a friend said to him, "Come to Liberia, I got something for you." Went to Liberia, stayed in Liberia for over 3 months, Ben Sanvee. The puppy came back here crying. He couldn't even pay his mortgage. They almost took his house from him. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that kind of thing? You go to look. The thing is so funny, my man. Why should you do that? So stop buying tickets, going to Liberia, paying criminals like Prince Johnson, and paying people, collecting money in people's names to say, "Hey, I will get job." What is wrong with you? Something is seriously wrong with you if you have to pay to get connected, to get a job. No, professionals are recruited based on merits, like you said, Sylvester. People who know what they're doing. I can never, I may be on record, I don't have to work for your government. I would never bribe anyone to work in the Liberian government for what, $3,500 business. You something wrong with you? 3,000, 5,000 business. That's why I don't want to work in government right now, because 5,000, 7,000 too small for me right now. I can't accept that.
Right.
I have kids to send to school, so I will make my money, finish do what I need to do. Then I will go to Liberia and I will give back. Give me $2,500. I'll be okay with that. But people should not be paying to get jobs. This is sad. It's very sad. Thank you.
Ben Sanvee.
And I know Ben not paying to get no job too.
A big paying to get a cousin. because what didn't come with job in Liberia that I'm cousin. Man. People who ain't even know you. People who ain't even know you from anywhere, they know your story. They feel they're entitled to say anything they want to say about
but
you.
Ben, how much the pay say? How much the pay so much?
Look, at the end of the day, Robert, you're right. Look, I wish the government well. I wish the government well. I wish President-elect Joe Boyka well. I'm waiting to see his appointments. We see our brothers and sisters who will get an opportunity to serve. We hope, and I keep saying this over and over, there were many people who claimed that they were supporting Joe Boyka because they love Liberia. Some of us, they say, we love Liberia. Because you don't support Joe Boyka, I mean you don't love Liberia. You're not patriotic. Because if you didn't support him, you hated the country. You just wanted to see the country die, right? Some of the people now I see, they don't want organizing all kinds of things, doing all kinds of things, saying they're going back to Montreal. I one of them today, I'm not going to call name. I said, but I thought you were doing anything because you love the country. Why you worry about jobs at this point? Why you worry about? And by the way, they're calling some of us now. Oh man, the way they think looking, they probably do anything. So the people who ain't even suffer, so the people who are not even in the trenches, the people that on the committee, the people who on the inaugural committee, that the people who doing this, some of them they giving their job to, they're making their part of the cleanup campaign team. They're doing all kind of things for them, right?
Man, I'm not interrupt. You know what they're telling them? My man, don't spill. You gotta be on the ground. Don't spill.
Exactly.
You gotta be in our faces, though.
Exactly. So look, let me say this. let me say this. In all fairness, this is just a light moment, right? Everybody should have the right and the opportunity to serve the country. The appointment into government is a privilege. It's not a right, right? It's your right to serve, but you getting appointed is a privilege, purely with the pleasure of the president. He has that power. Constitution gives him that power. Unlike them, I'm not gonna hate on any young person who gets appointed or who is aspiring to serve. Because unlike them, I don't think they're trying to go steal. I don't think they hate the country. I don't think that they supported Joe Boyka, even though there's an underlying component that everybody supports their candidate because they have different interests. And this was the hypocrisy that I used to always be baffled about during the election. When I see some of the people who used to be questioning some of us, and I just look at it, I'm like, nah, some of the people I see now running around, rephrasing CV. And, my old man Joe Boyka, one thing I love about him, he's a traditionalist, he's an old school papi. Joe Boyka believes that people should start from the bottom to work their way to the top. So some of y'all who thought y'all were going to get minister jobs, y'all will start assistant minister. Y'all will be making 1,200. Y'all don't get vest if y'all get appointed assistant minister. Y'all don't get vest if y'all get appointed as directors or deputy directors. And this notion that people thinking, oh, everything there, because sometimes when I see, I just laugh. Some of us who y'all like to hate on, we will be here. I tell people all the time, say, Unity Party, for some reason, I like to be opposition in Unity Party during Unity Party administration. For some reason, but in all fairness, we wish the government well. We wish them well. Those who are angling for jobs, we wish you well. It is your right to serve. Go out there, put your name out there, and just see what happens. But I know the bureaucracy that comes with this process, Robert. I know the bureaucracy that comes. You know what I told somebody? I know you gotta go to the phone line. The most lonely hour in Liberia is coming. Professor, you know that hour? After the inauguration of the president, the 7 o'clock news. You know that the 7 o'clock news? Everybody tuned when they listen to the news.
Maybe tomorrow they'll come.
But the names will be out by then.
They say no.
It have to be after
the way to do it, Robert. The new president will announce maybe the first 5 members of his cabinet on inauguration day, night. Right after he takes the oath of office, that the first news, 7 o'clock on January 22nd, you will hear your new Minister of Foreign Affairs, your new Minister of Finance, your new Minister of State, your new Minister of Defense, and I think your new Minister of Justice. Thank you. Those are the 5, the first 5 that you will hear.
Yes.
5. And trust me, those 5 people, they already know who they are.
Right now.
Those 5 people, now, they already know who the president already know who he putting in those positions, those 5 people.
I think I can guess 2 of them.
Then I can tell you, right, gentlemen, I can tell you, then cometh the hour.
Yeah.
Where every day now, you listening to that 7 o'clock news. When you hear your name, then you calling your veranda. What's going on, brother?
But they're not answer you. They're not.
Let me say this. This is, look, in all fairness, I am looking forward to what's going to happen this year. Because I will vote some people.
But what can happen? Here's what can happen. When the minister wait for the next announcement. Then, for instance, Robert is hoping to be named as Deputy Minister to Foreign Affairs.
Yeah.
Look, all of the Deputy Ministers are already been named.
They're gone.
Yeah.
They not. People, you know what can happen? Then they start angling for Plan B.
Yeah.
Say, okay, you know what, Chief? No, I want a deputy for Foreign Affairs, but maybe they can send me to somewhere else, right? Yeah. And the list can start going far because at a certain time they will name those. When that list comes out, you will see about 20 names.
Yeah.
You looking, my man. You looking. Then you trying to feel then your heart beating. But listen, gentlemen, y'all didn't do the thing because of job. Ladies and gentlemen, you didn't do the thing because of job. Y'all did it because the country was dying. Y'all wanted to rescue the country. Y'all left President-elect Joe Boyka form his government. Those of you who don't get to make the list, we hope you don't get upset. We hope you don't protest. We hope you don't become critics of the government. We hope you support the administration and support those who they will appoint instead of you. Because I will be here to remind you that you did not do this because of government jobs. Robert, watch and see this movie. Now watch. No, these same people will be calling us. They will be calling us. Now watch.
So, Peewee, who you
you
think getting a foreign minister job, man?
I
wouldn't be surprised if I were to hear the former UN retired UN employee, Madam Sarah Yanti.
Yeah, Sarah Bezo Yanti.
I wouldn't be surprised, and that would be a wonderful pick. Honestly.
Yeah, Sarah Bezo Yanti, I think is the front runner right now. But I've been hearing of late that Marjon Kamara has come into the mix because they just appointed Marjon. She's former foreign minister, by the way. Not a great public servant, but I say this.
But Beslow is more closer to.
I think Sarah will be I think Sarah Beslow would be a great.
Yeah, Sarah Beslow.
I've always believed that she brings a lot to the table. I thought whoever had won the presidency should possibly consider her seriously to consider her to be foreign minister because I always said you don't need a foreign minister that is going out there to look for friends. You need foreign ministers who already have relationships that they can walk and open doors. Wonderful. So I think President-elect Joe Boyka would do well if he probably picks someone like Sarah Beslow Yanti to be his foreign minister. But again, it's his right. Elections have consequences. It's fall within prerogative. But I'm telling you, my brother, look, we're looking forward to the names. It's gonna be we will be right. We'll be right critiquing those lists. In fact, you know what will happen, Rawa? We will get a name before somebody will even get a names. They will send it to us. Because I already start working my way already with my contacts. I said, gentlemen, you send it to us so we can start critiquing. And I already start receiving their files. Because many of them are coming in the government are people from the last government. So they already got records. Some of them were receiving their files already. We're digging in. We're trying to see. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. But we wish everyone well, Robert. Seriously, Peabody. We wish well. We wish the government well. We're not bitter. It was a hard-fought campaign. If I had a chance to do it again, I would do it all over again. I think the country benefits from a strong and attractive opposition, constructive. And let me send a shout out to the incoming Speaker of the House, Councillor Fonatikova, has arrived in the country with so much power, force. I think almost 40.
I saw that today. I saw it, man.
Almost 40 representative elect.
No, not 40 of them. Not 40 of them. I'm being informed now by one of the representatives coming in from Lofa. I was just on the line with him. He's saying that the blog is talking about almost 55 persons now.
Oh no! I mean, it's going to be massive. It's going to be massive.
Yeah, but your boy, so what about the what's his name? Mr. I want to judge. What about ability?
Well, listen, but you didn't give me a chance. I mean,
backing up.
But let me continue. You give me a chance to talk. Rabbi, I'm a tactician. You give me a chance to talk, right? So we want to welcome the incoming Speaker in the House. I firmly believe that the legislature should be controlled by the opposition. I really believe that for the balance of power. I think we need some balance there, and I think Kofa has proven way beyond a reasonable doubt that he is competent, that he has the relationship, he has the wherewithal to be able to govern and to run that house. Now, Musa has opted now. He's looking at the deputy speaker position. I think he's in solid, strong position to be able to get that. He's working hard. He's moving the numbers. I had a good talk with him today. And look, Musa is very strategic. I'm looking forward to seeing, the excitement that's going to build up. But yes, Musa is no longer in the race to be speaker. He's now angling to be deputy speaker. He's a freshman, so I think he understands that sometimes these things do happen.
But the opposition could also control the Senate, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. That's going to be a divided government.
We get into it. News. You know the reason we're not talking about the Senate right now. There's going to be some news in the next 24 to 48 hours coming up. We won't preempt it, right?
Somebody coming up.
Robert, we are in touch, we are in tune with these things. You know, the closing argument, we're in tune with it. You know, people can get vexed with us, but I can tell you, we are in tune with these things. And you may likely see or Speaker Kofa.
But that means the
quickly,
incoming government. That means the incoming government must really build relationship, because if both the House and the Senate controlled by the opposition,
you see Tomalin just show up because we're talking about setting he just that in now. So he just showed up. But I would say this: we may likely, more than likely, see a Speaker Kofa and a Deputy Speaker Musa Ability. I'm telling you.
And I bind to that quickly. And
I'm telling you, this thing is moving. This thing is moving. I am firmly in support of something powerful like that, because let me tell you, not because they're going to be obstructionists. Let's state the record. They're not going to be obstructionists to the president's agenda, but they're going to be providing structural oversight. We need a legislature that's going to demand budget performance report. We need a legislature that's going to have budget hearings on different issues that we will be raising. We're going to hold them accountable. And Kofa is not going to get a pass because, you know, we support him or I support him and he's a mentor and somebody who I deeply respect. Musa is not going to get a pass because he's chairman of my party.
So Ben is so passionate because he's two former chairman.
Listen. You know, let me say that before I end. Let me say that before I end.
Go ahead.
You know,
Keff got to come in next. Keff got to come in next. Keff haven't spoken.
That's our favorite. Yeah, Keff wait small. Keff wait. That's our favorite scene, Peabody, in The Godfather. Have you seen The Godfather? The movie The Godfather? That's our favorite scene, Robert, where they say when Al Pacino, when The Godfather, when he said, look, every time I try to step out, they pull me back in. Yeah. The politics in the country, whether they like it or not, Robert, they got to deal with some of us. They got to deal with you. They got to deal with Tomalin. They got to deal with someone. I can't hire or hit upside down. We are the ones making the moves and working the back doors and doing the different things we got to do. And by the way, like I said, we wish everybody well. We look forward to a very frantic and don't be surprised. You're gonna see me in Monrovia for the speaker and the pro tem election, because we're working. We're doing different things. We gotta stay our paws on these things. We have paid our dues, and I know that what can be them vest when they hear me talk like this. But I didn't arrive here just by this time. You know, I got relationships across the board. So we look forward to
Ben Sanvee.
But I can tell you the chances of a Kofa and ability, both speaker and deputy, not necessarily, they're not on the same ticket now, don't get me wrong, right? Because they elect them individually, right? But I can tell you it's real, and we may be able to see some strong movement. When it comes to the Senate in the next 48 hours, we'll be making some projections and some endorsements on what we're going to be doing and how we're going to be playing the role in making sure that the national legislature becomes the fulcrum in the years to come, and then we can start doing the things we need to do.
Yeah, but quickly, Ben, you said something that is not necessarily the same thing, but yes, remember, it's a block voting process.
Yeah.
Now, it's a block voting process. If Chairman Kofa, Frantic Kofa, block is around 55, and Bilete is not in that block, it's going to be a difficult process here.
Yeah. Peewee, relax. Don't worry, Peewee.
Yeah, and quickly. Yeah. I just saw my former boss, the former dean of the cabinet, off yesterday. He left for Liberia yesterday. I think he just arrived in Monrovia this afternoon. There's one guy Milton Phoenix. There's one guy Milton.
Weather guy.
There's one guy, you know.
Guys, I'm telling you, on the Senate in the next 24, weather guy need to call for consultation.
That'll be a very common name. That will come
we may be seeing some movement. I
want to hear from Keff. Keff, too quiet, man. Keff,
Keff coming, man.
Yeah.
But y'all don't get vest, people. Y'all don't get vest. Their game we in a game, whether they like it or not. Yeah. Go ahead,
Kev. Let me say this. The race for the speakership, I think, is over.
Yeah, I love my man Kev. The boy can just talk.
Yeah, it's over. Folks on some other network talking about Fanati had a fake signature, a name, and this. But we all saw today at the airport, the real guys show up. They show up, you know. So it's over. What we looking at now is the pro tem, and who we thinking about, who we know about. When he announced, it's a done deal. So they will go to the opposition. Both will go to the opposition. But let me say this: I think Musa will make a fine deputy speaker. I think he will.
I think so too. Yes.
Yeah, he will make a fine deputy speaker.
It'll be an awesome team.
You know?
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I
Awesome.
think he will make a fine deputy speaker. So I think and for me, I will support Musa to be deputy speaker.
Of course.
That's
Kev, look, Kev, you are brilliant. You are a brilliant political strategist.
But guys,
and
you know,
well in line. You're a brilliant
yes.
political strategist.
You know, with all the pieces that are moving today in the last 24 hours,
I mean, Dominic couldn't rest
the closing argument, again, let them listen. Though we will be in Liberia for inauguration. we enter that,
and we'll be on the stage. We'll be on the stage.
You can huff. We'll be there. We'll rub in your faces. You can say what I want to say, because there'll be it's a divided government. The opposition will control the legislature, the ruling party will control the executive. So just take it or leave it. They're gonna have
that would be interesting.
Well, let me also report something quickly. Got a chance today to get in touch with the current president. President Weah is in great spirits, by the way. Got a chance to briefly speak to him before we came on the show. Kev, you know about that. I forgot to tell you that the president reached out. President Weah is in great spirits. We had an interesting discussion about this vote, Liberia vote. This vote to against the ceasefire in Gaza. He was not aware, and he thought it was he's claiming some kind of sabotage. So we're going to discuss that tomorrow. By the way,
I knew about it. I didn't want to say on national radio though.
Yes, Front Page Africa is going to be carrying it tomorrow. He's on the record now. That's why I can talk about it.
Okay.
The reason I can talk about it now because he's on the record.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the president is on the record now.
We're going to project it right now. It's going to come on.
He's on the record about this, but the president is great spirit. President Weah. And
we can talk about it a little bit. Yeah. So folks can know that.
He's in great spirit. He's in great spirit. I can tell you, the soon to be former president, looking forward to living his best life as former president of the country. And he's going to be coming to the U.S. We're going to go chill with him, and people are going to see the pictures. And listen, I don't regret supporting President Weah. I think I really do believe if he was giving a second chance, a second term. He would have done a lot of drastic things, but he's in great spirits, and we want to send a shout out to Mr. President. The president, it's good to see you. I look forward to seeing you when I come in January. We can sit down and chit chat and play another round of ping pong. I know you beat me the last time, but I'm planning for you when I come. I'm not like Tomalin and Keff, who went and played basketball. The president were putting the ball all through their legs, and Tomalin almost broke it.
The president who played on the inside, like Keff.
Keff almost broke his foot when he played the president. But then, and lastly, send a shout out to Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings was in his Ferrari. Robert, man, you saw that car?
Ben,
almost $400,000.
But Ben, you know something? What wrong with our people? The man worked hard for him.
No. Don't ask me that question. Don't ask me that question before I answer.
This is. I wrote a post today where I said, why do we hold?
Yeah, we gotta go. Almost time.
Why do we hold private citizens at a higher standard than elected officials? This is this man's own money.
Yes.
He can ride whatever car you want to ride.
I saw my brother. You know me, I told you, I said I'm going to start calling out people now, right? I saw my brother Martin Colley, my little brother Martin Colley, write a whole post talking about people suffering in Liberia and Cummings. That Cummings responsibility that you're suffering?
Exactly.
But Ben, he got a lot of honor in his post. People were after him for that. Yes.
But you know, really, that Cummings responsibility that you're suffering in Liberia.
You rejected the man at the post, so you don't want him to come and enjoy himself, his hard-earned money he worked for.
I mean, I'm planning to go visit.
I'm planning to go visit Mr. Cummings.
It should be an inspiration. You should be inspired by that.
Mr. Cummings in a few days.
Mr. Cummings for that.
How about you?
The way we think, man.
Ben, this
all right, guys. Let's take phone calls. Okay,
Yeah,
Kev, yeah,
this
thank you
is
for showing that.
this is a post from
The front page Africa
Front
post,
page.
yeah.
for
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
For
So I
tomorrow,
think we should
we'll
keep it for
sabotage
Wednesday.
President. No, we'll just go over it. We'll talk about it more in depth Wednesday. Uh, I don't know. I think we're having a guest on Wednesday, but I think guys will confirm that by tomorrow, right? But this is up there. The president, you remember, he was a peace ambassador and actually worked with the UN, and he will never ever support the bombing and killing of innocent children. So he did not authorize this. Nothing. Matter of fact, he wrote a letter to Netanyahu long ago when this thing started, appealing for ceasefire, appealing for ceasefire. Well, we'll go in today. He wrote Netanyahu, his friend, is there. But folks sometimes try to do stuff to undermine the president effort. He's a man of peace, and he will
Yes.
always stand for peace. The record are there. You know, how can a man who fought for peace in his country and vote to bomb children, women and children, with a horrible picture coming out of Gaza? Person we I would never stand for that. He's a man of peace. But I leave it to you other guys to just.
Well, yeah, let's take a call. Let's take calls. Henry is there. Take one or two calls. Julia will help her make a call, and
But the call's not clear. We're not wasting our body.
yeah, let's take.
Oh, what time? When was the wrap up? Is what 7:30?
You want to talk about the Israel thing, or we should just take the call?
No, we should no. I think we're going to wrap up now.
Okay.
That Peabody hosting.
Yeah, the moderator says you should take call.
Yeah,
Go with the moderator.
Let's take two calls and then we can go.
Oh, he
Julia,
mute-
Henry, can you take calls, or are you able to do it or not?
I'll take calls.
Okay.
Okay, very
let's
closely.
take
You've been
five
following
calls.
the closing
Just five
argument.
calls.
So it is now time that you listen your call. The fun part of the closing argument, the call 0777017 635, and then we're going to put it through. But then one thing I can say is that you have to stick to the point and be civil to what you are saying. 0777017 635 is the number to call to form part of the discussion here on the closing argument. 777-017 635. I get it along to this first caller. Hello. 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 Uh, 777-017 635. Call to phone part. To this caller. Hello. How are you? Sarah, good morning. How are you? Go ahead. You are not too clear. We are already in the morning hour. It is 12 o'clock, so it's not good after the again. Hello? How are you?
Thank you. I'm cool. I'm all right. I just listening to radio, enjoying people plentifully.
Okay. Your name from where you join us?
Thank you. I'm calling you as Pablo Jr. Calling from the number 2, Mr. Jacob East Island.
Okay, go ahead. 1 minute.
Yeah, thank you. Let me wish you Merry Christmas in advance and Happy New Year. I don't have much to say, but let me congratulate you people for your tireless effort during the election. Anyway, I've been sick. I was unfortunate with the runoff. But however, we did what we could do, and the election went that way. So we say answer to Ben Sanvee. I like the way Ben Sanvee can talk. You know, I practice how to talk with Ben Sanvee. And I know in our children's generation, Ben Sanvee will be one of those who will be better as a president in this country.
Don't worry, it's all. I think you.
Keff Hassan, I make you people. I mean, I've been enjoying you so plentifully from Spoon, and I like this post you people took your stand for integrity's sake. You increase yourself on a Spoon station. I thank you for the hard work. We'll talk more. Thank God I don't have FM because I always call it on half FM. God bless you. You take control. And God bless you people. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, sir.
Hello? To this caller. Hello? Hello?
How are you?
No, we're not keeping the line. You have to dress away from the radio.
Oh, okay. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing okay, and you?
Yeah, I really mainly want to talk about the Prince Johnson issue. My name is Roosevelt Monroe, and I come from Subata Tuporo.
1 minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was hearing people talking about Sekou Kane, but one of the radio stations that Prince Johnson talked about closing down was the Voice of Liberia, that is owned by Sekou Sheriff. And you see, Prince Johnson, he has the attitude of always saying things and come back and say another one. The same Prince Johnson said during the election that President Weah is planning to rig the election and he's a pastor. And that one God told him and it will happen, and that did not happen. So you see, people that Prince Johnson, there are people that just want to confuse the public. They come and say things another time. They come on the public radio and deny it. He said that your father was using Patrick. Later on, someone saw that and said that, oh, he is the right man. So this is that role for every one of us now. We look forward to the new government that coming, and subsequently we always see what will be going on.
Indeed.
Thank you for having me.
We are all looking forward to the new government. 77017 635.
Three more calls, yeah.
3 more callers. And then we'll get back to the panelists. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you? I'm James Lama Kamara.
Okay.
And John Foundation from Ghana too.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me appreciate our brothers in the United States as it relates to the first argument, and you people also on ground who are making also at least have a great platform like this platform that is educating Liberian people about happening, political happening. And I agree with Dan Gallup of Keff Hassan, who said that the parliament will thank to an opposition parliament. That's why we call for, because the United Party said that we need a balanced government. And if you are talking about a balanced government, I don't think the expect for the speaker and all of the Senate potential to be a United Partisan, because the CDC was able to control the Senate potential positions on all of the speakership. So, and the presidency, everything was controlled by the speaker government. So now we need a balanced government. So we will have the opposition's horse against the executive. I think our country will be on the right side. No one will just come and make any unanimous decision from me as it relates to our country, because we need a divided view, and then when we want to agree with view on something that will benefit every one of us. So we have to up to our president, our outgoing president, for making strong decisions for keeping this country as it's the way it is. And we expect those people who coming on board, who share to us that they came to rescue us. We don't need no excuse from them to come and rescue us, but we are doing nothing as it relates to their claims. But we think that President Weah did well for us, so we just pray that they be able to continue on the footsteps of President Weah as it relates to some of those measures that he put into place about to ensure that he alleviates poverty from the Liberian people. Thank you very much for the question.
Thank you.
We make it our responsibility to always make our argument on the statement and argument. May God bless our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Two more. There we go.
77017 635 is the number to call to phone pad. To this caller, good morning.
Hello, dear.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
I'm doing okay, and you?
This is Chris from 670.
Go ahead, 1 minute, please.
This is the person I'm doing.
Yes, go ahead.
Is this phone show, right?
Sorry? 77017 635. You called and you're asking me if this is a closing argument. I said yes. Then you asking if it functions. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not actually understanding you. To this caller, hello? Your name from where you join us. Hello.
Well, my name is Mohammed Kanachian, and I'm using a piece of all of the
Go ahead, 1 minute, please.
But thank you. Let me applaud you guys for your analysis, for the band. I love the way in which you see his analysis. Okay. But I would like to say this to Brother Tomalin George, Brother Ben Sanvee, the former chairman of the party. Let me say thanks to him. But I would like to say this. I would like to them work in the direction on this closing argument. They need to speak of issue from the global community from the institution. Okay, you from Ham FN or you from Liberia or even when Brother Ben Sanvee or Tracy Liberia anytime on Nani and Tomalin George, let the two or make of faces at the group of some institution on April Street. You see the way in which our disabled, our failure challenge, brother and sister, the way in which their condition is on a very, very bad poor condition there. To even sound or daily meal or food there, even to lay your eye even on a green or red there for the purpose fishing is very much terrible, it's very much bad. Okay? So I would like to know, I think before the weekend, at least they can even highlight on the topic, at least for the purpose fishing to see our best, at least for things to be put on the table for our disabled brother and sister and the group of someone on the street. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you so much. The chairman is actually listening alongside the other panelists. You should have a good point.
That's a good
I think he's actually forward because he's nodding his head. So it sounds that there are a lot of interest. I hope that we will speak to some of these issues and then to find a remedy to the problem.
Yes.
I'm hoping
on
so.
our next visit to
So we
Liberia,
think just two more callers.
Oh yeah, that's two more that we gotta go. Make an announcement. The panelists give their
Hello.
closing out of here.
Yeah, hello.
How are you?
Yeah, fine. And you?
I'm doing okay though. Your name from where you join us?
My name is Melvin Taylor.
Okay, no. We have to join back to the panelists there. Dr. Peabody.
Yes. Thank you, buddy.
It's over to you.
Thank you. Let me make it.
Henry.
I'm being repeated. Let me make this announcement. On Wednesday, we're going to have Miss Massa Washington. I believe she's the former TRC commissioner, one of the former commissioners for the TRC. So she's going to be appearing on the closing argument. We're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. So don't miss it. All right, guys, it's been a great show so far. Let's do our closing, and so that the guy can get out of here. Somebody have already pledged $100 towards our fundraiser. To send me $100 cash app towards that. So what we're gonna do, we're probably gonna just use my cash app. I'll do it now, and for this starting tomorrow, we'll put that out, and what we can get before Friday, we'll just go ahead and send it to the kids. But I want that funds go directly to the kids who sit in the studio and conduct the show. I want them to have it. Go directly to you guys and get to your pocket. All right, folks. So let's do our closing, man. It was a great show, and we're looking forward to another one on Wednesday.
Yeah, always a great show, man. Whoever blocked Jamal Jala, God bless your heart. I think
block you?
Yeah, he was blocked. So that's
who blocked it?
Who blocked Jamal? No, I've been for you, man.
You're brave, my figure. But he back. Yeah, the comment in. The man back.
Yeah, you back? Okay. The
yeah,
nobody blocked him earlier.
I think anybody blocking.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Jamal, man.
Jamal just full of too much.
Hold it, man.
But he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer follower. I must admit, he's just full of noise.
Yeah, he might say all the time, but you
know. But it's a great show, man. Next month will be very interesting, man. I mean, it's a lot happening, especially with the names. You know, and so I look forward to that, to the list of names. It's so funny every time I say the list of names because I know some of my men right now. I spoke to yesterday. They're on ground right now. Oh man, why you not coming? Someone said I saw you on Broad Street. I said, I'm not me on Broad Street, my brother. I'm not on Broad Street. But I already miss home, man. This is the first time I have not been back since July. I wasn't there for the election. I went to register. I wasn't there for the runoff. I'm not sure I've been there for the inauguration, but I will be there when the new government takes office. And so Liberia is all we have. We have good friends in Unity Party. These are people who respect our opinions and our positions, and that will not change. And we wish the new government nothing but success, because we understand that if this government succeeds, Liberia succeeds. And so I heard today that the East International plan on completing half of the RIA project before the inauguration, which is why they've been expediting that project. Those guys have been working overnight. I've never seen them work as much as they have right now, And so I spoke with some folks, back home, and the goal is to at least have half of the road completed before the inauguration. So I'm hoping that they're not rushing through it, because those guys have to do it the right way, But it's good to be on always, and look forward to Wednesday. Thank you.
Yeah, let me do mine quickly. And just I did hear that, but I heard about 25%, not half. So I think the places that they've already, Robert, I think the places they've already cleared out. The goal is to get it up and running for the inauguration, which is very impressive, by the way. And like I said to them, spoken to, Kevin Boyma is a young entrepreneur in Liberia. He's doing very well, and we congratulate them, and we hope that more Liberians get involved in the construction and road sector to help. So we look forward to seeing that project up and running, and we look forward to the new government completing it all the way to the Roberts International Airport. And I hope they put a median in the middle of that road. They have to put a median in the middle of that road, otherwise we don't want people running all over the place, having accidents. But it's great. The country is moving forward. What people say in Liberia, the country will not boing. Whatever happened, the country will not boing. We there. We look forward to everything that's about to happen. We congratulate President-elect Bokai. We congratulate Vice President-elect Jeremiah Kuhn. Congratulate President Weah, Vice President Taylor. I mean, the country is we're a model for democracy, right? In the region, the world is praising us. I spoke with someone today who said they're getting ready to nominate President Weah for the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, there's a lot happening with Liberia, and I heard Peewee is on that committee, by the way, that is getting ready to nominate the president for the Nobel Peace Prize. Peewee, I'll join you. I don't mind. I think President Weah did a very, very momentous thing to concede the way he did. The country was very tense. We were in the country. We know how tense the country was on that day. So, with that being said, I want to thank you guys for a great show. Thanks, Senator Johnson, for calling. He may not have won a lot of souls or minds, but this is democracy. I think he's a politician. He understands what it entails. Senator Johnson, we thank him for calling. We hope he can call in more. We hope people from the government can reach out more. The incoming government can reach out more, and let's have some constructive discussion. Let's push them. It's not always good to go in your comfort zone. I'm a huge fan of going outside of your comfort zone and answering those tough questions. We want to wish Merry Christmas to our dear supporters, followers, everybody. We want to, and I see Joma Jala is commenting, so he's not blocked. By the way, he said Lofa blocked him briefly, but they brought him back, brought him back from Jay. So I know how Lofa did that one, but it's good.
That was a warning signal to him.
There was a warning signal. But Joma, we sent a shout out. I called him out today because Joma can give me too much hard time. He just full of it. But he's an avid follower of this platform.
Yeah. The next time he calls me again too, I'll love how to block him briefly and bring him back.
But Joma, you can be cussing Robert. There's no way you should be cussing Robert.
No.
But he's an avid follower. We want to thank all of them. We love you guys, regardless of the disagreements we have. We love you guys. We're all Liberians. And I will state again for the record, we are looking forward to Speaker Fonati Kofa and Deputy Speaker Musa Hassan Bilite. We're looking forward to seeing a robust national legislature in the next couple of days. We'll be making clear, as far as the Senate is concerned, who's going to be holding the administrative gavel of the Liberian Senate. There's a lot of movements going around. We are consulting. We're looking at different options, but we look forward to having constructive discussions and look forward to seeing you guys in Monrovia. Look forward to seeing you guys soon in Monrovia, where we will be part of the festivities, ushering in former Vice President Joe Buckeye as president of the country and former President George Weah. And by that day, we'll be driving with the president. I'll be driving with President Weah when he's leaving the place to go back.
Ben, boy, yeah, Ben.
Yeah.
Look,
So
as a closing argument, I wanted to say this real quick. Yeah, I know guys are coming. I went to a funeral today at my church, International Christian Fellowship, packed, and I had the opportunity to say a few words. And I know a lot of people in my city, but after the funeral, when we got outside, the number of people who came up to me, hey, Robert, the closing argument, Robert, sir. Oh my gosh, how you doing, sir? Oh, people taking pictures, and I'm used to that kind of stuff, right? But people are still confused about, man, look, we're tuning on Tuesday, no show. So I had to tell them that we're coming on 3 days a week now, right? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? But a lot of people told me to extend my greetings to you guys, and I think some of them are watching right now.
Tomalin live for these moments.
Yeah, somebody said, oh, how Keff? I don't know how you deal with Keff. I said, look, that's what we have a democracy for. Keff is a great guy. But I just wanted to say shout out to everyone that I encountered today on Saturday, that I saw on Saturday. This is your show. We love you. Thanks for following. Thank you.
Thank you.
Quickly. We got to discuss this. Yeah, right before we go next, maybe tomorrow. There's see this piece from this guy who's running for president, this senator from West Virginia.
Yeah, that was part of my. That was part of my.
Very important piece, though. So maybe we can discuss it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can discuss this. The Virginia senator who actually talk about.
Can I close now?
Yes, let me close. We're coming, my brother. Mine will not be too long. We'll have to talk about the senator. What he said about the sanction. It's a good piece. We'll talk about it. That shows that a lot of Americans not in favor of the sanction, and that's good. I think what his name, Jomar Jala, I can read his comment. He attacked me all the time. But you see, that part of the government, a part of the space we are living. So let him enjoy himself. We are living. When he attacked me, I enjoyed, because that's the Liberia we want to see, that you can attack me.
We're gonna bring Joma on one day. Bring on the show one day.
Yeah, Joma, you should come on the show one day.
That's the Liberia we want to see. I see him and breaking news. I will be in court. I will this. They will Jamie. They will do it. But I love that. I love to see people have the freedom to speak, unless what Prince John said is doing. But let people feel free in life to speak their mind. You don't have to agree with me. So and I think it's a good thing. I don't think we should block anybody. Let people speak their mind. So I just rest my for now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, guys. Ben, yes, I will hope to be on the committee, on the Nobel committee thing. But again, on a serious note, there was a clear manifestation last week in at the ECOWAS summit, where the president was given a standing ovation, and heavily applauded by African leaders on his stand on this democracy. I was moved, and I thought that was a profound movement for him and the democratic credential of our country. The president was actually given a standing ovation, and he was even escorted out by the president of Nigeria, the current president of Nigeria. I mean, he was heavily applauded on that basis. But again, we look forward to seeing a wonderful inauguration in our country. Look also seeing the speakership issue, JFK and that of the two great chairmen.
The two
Chairman Benedict and that of Chairman Kofa coming into the picture. Quite frankly, we want to see Liberia move forward. That's the mantra of the new progressive, catapulting the image of Liberia time to time. Is clear. But again, before going, let me take this time today to to salute a legacy of a mentor, a father to all of us. Pa Yeke, we lost Pa Yeke, the father of Pepsi, Kwewu Yeke.
Oh, yes,
We lost him yesterday.
Yes.
Pa Yeke was like a father figure to me also. He always checked on me. Kofi, how you doing? All that thing. We unfortunately lost him yesterday here. And I want to say to our mother, Oma Tozali, Kaso Yeke, CNN, Wubu, Pepsi Yeke himself, our condolences for the loss of our beloved father. May his great legacy continue to endure while we move on. We're going to protect his legacy. We're going to do everything in the kind of line. But God bless Liberia, and thank you for having me this afternoon, guys. Thank you.
Tomalin, go ahead, and then I'll just close it.
Yeah, quickly, before I said, our brother Isaac Jackson lost his brother, and so reach out to Isaac Jackson. He's been down. That's why you have not seen him.
He passed in Liberia.
Accident, yeah, tragic accident
in Liberia.
Yeah, he lost his brother.
So,
get a chance, reach out to Isaac Jackson to give us some support. He lost his brother in an accident in Liberia. Our condolences to him and his family for such loss. And I know, guys, over the weekend we saw the president-elect. He came out. We saw him and in Washington D.C. today. As Liberians now, we are waiting. I'm counting the days, 32, 34 more days to inauguration.
You're not starting your counting days again.
Yeah, we want to see what happens on inauguration day. We're looking forward to it. But like I told you guys earlier, the picture you saw in Washington D.C. today, there are some people who want our pictures. There are a lot of people in Washington D.C. by the way, but they weren't allowed to be on that picture. A lot of them were in Washington D.C. I don't want to embarrass some people, but they were in Washington D.C. and they were not. They were asked not to be on.
They were not allowed to embarrass some people.
They were not allowed in the room, Tomalin.
Yeah, they were all in DC there trying to be in the photo. But again, I can say this
in the photo
like brand politics. In the next few months, you'll notice that marriage of convenience. People you see right now, everybody will start falling in places. People start going to their respective places because the minute is appointing people in government, the Minister of Justice, the Foreign Minister, Minister of State. People now will start dress or dress. How do you call it? Dress or dress, right?
Dress by dress.
Dress by dress. You see happening very soon. And when it's taking picture, you won't see somebody in the photo again. It'll be out of the photo because we know right now everybody trying to make that name, trying to show that they got contact, they got all the stuff they can do it. But at the end of the day, wish the best for Liberia. And I want the Liberian people to benefit from the best. But we're looking forward to it. But the opposition remain constructively engaged. They will not let the guards down. That's why it's important that the opposition control the Liberian first branch of government to put some check and balances in place, because that's the only way in a country where the population is divided, you make progress, because you have to negotiate. You have to reach out from common ground. Because if you just give everybody everything, then forget it. So we need to find common ground to make the be peaceful and coexistent, And by the way, guys, we're being invited on Friday. Peabody maybe will represent the closing argument, the Trenton Professional Old Timers Association. They are very powerful.
I won't come to that program.
Oh yeah, Ben. I know the chairman. Make your do that.
I won't come to that program. I got a call today about that program.
So it's important I will show up for the TP.
I was not shaking your head, man. Where your
program? It's important because they are very.
You are reading my tweet.
Most of the supporters, most of the fans, the support members watch our show religiously. So they invited us, and we hope we can join them on Friday at the year-end ball. I'm a member of that group too, by the way.
Yeah, Dominic John.
Yeah, so look forward to that. Yeah, so and lastly, guys, Peabody, continue our guys for the Christmas. Hopefully next week.
Problem.
The chair of the hard table, Mark and Charlotte Randa. Yeah. Hopefully,
my God, they should get a $500 for the boys.
Yeah. Hopefully, by next week we'll be able to bless our guys then, whoever we can collect in the next coming days to bless them so they can bless their families, back home. And for the TCA, the chair lady, the hard table. But guys, as soon as the government take a seat, then when things get in 100 days, maybe after 100 days, we'll go full blast. Right now,
say you. Say you.
We'll
Don't
get
say
a
we.
chance right
Say
now.
you.
We'll get a chance. Then we'll go full blast.
No, say you.
5 days
Say
a week.
you will go for blasting 100 days. You're not holding me to 100 days, Bennett. Don't. I told you I'm
So
not.
right now,
I told you I'm not managing my expectation. Call
right now,
your
we
friend
got 3
Jeremiah
days.
Phone and tell him I told him
I
the same
got-
thing. I'm not managing
Yeah,
my
we got
expectation.
3 more
Right
minutes
now,
to
we got
go.
3
Let
days,
me,
but I'm sure the other 100 days will go full blast. But anyway, guys, thanks, man. Merry Christmas.
Great show. Great
Merry
show.
Christmas, guys. Also, let me wish my mother, Fossey, Mrs. Weller Tumu
Well,
Blake,
let's
Fossey.
complete. Throw a
Oh
birthday.
yeah. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mother.
And
Happy
also
birthday.
to Momalu Kadi. Happy birthday, Mr. Kadi. Momalu from his mother, Memenzine Peabody Kadi. Happy birthday, Momalu. Guys, it was a great show. We'll see you on Wednesday at
And
4:30.
no for Judah, take care of yourself. You're not well, so make sure
I feel better.
Look like kind of carry his fever all the way Alfonso. It went right back up because he was good. How he joined
Special shout out to Kari Port, the original rescue.
Original rescue sister, yes.
Original rescue.
Precious
rescue
Cooper.
sister, Kari.
Kari Port, Precious Cooper, and Winner. Everybody, we say shout out to all of y'all. We
Shout
love
out to you guys. Shout out.
Yeah.
All right,
Shout out
guys.
to President George Weah. Shout out to President George Weah. I gotta thank President Washington. Shout out to President.
Excellency George Manawia.
Yes, Excellency.
Merry Christmas.
Former president,
Dr.
the soon to be former president of the Republic of Liberia, and